Oh, why, hello, replay viewers. Let's see who tunes on in. Caroline N., first one in the room. Good to see you, Madam Mojo, Cleveland Rocks. Good to see you, Dave in Bangor, Maine. Good to see you, Robert Hunt. I hope you're feeling better, Robert. Welcome to Midtown Manhattan. We're here at 56th Street and 6th Avenue. Good to see you, photos from around New York. Good to see you, Ramona. Good to see you, Mario. We are back. Good to see you, Tom. Good to see you, Leela. Welcome to Midtown Manhattan. Right there, the narrowest skyscraper in the world, the Steinway Tower, also known as 111 West 57th Street. It has a 1:24 width to height ratio. It is the narrowest skyscraper in the world. Good to see you, Tom. Good to see you, Leela. Good to see you, Caroline. Hit that thumbs up. Let's let 50 people tune in before starting our walking tour of Central Park. Good to see everybody. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday. Beautiful sky today, Tom. I have to agree. Good to see you, John Lore, out there in Staten Island. Good to see you, Naboul, in the south of France, on the Bay of Saint-Tropez. Bienvenue. Bienvenue, Naboul. Bienvenue. Sunshine after the rain. Good to see you. It's a beautiful day in New York. Absolutely, Ramona. Good to see you, Diana Lee. Welcome. It is the hustle and the bustle of New York truly underway today. Your favorite park, Marie? Oh yeah, we're gonna do a big loop of the park today, Marie. You're gonna get a proper walking tour of Central Park. You're more than welcome there. Their brioche French toast. Bienvenue. Ready for another fantastic tour? Me too. Happy Thursday, sunshine after the rain. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday. Or Friday, if you're out there in New Zealand or Australia. Had a really good tour today with some folks from Michigan and New Jersey and Belgium, and I had a whole bunch of people from all around the world today. Good to see you, Adriana. How's my day going? Fantastic. Good to see you there, photos from around New York. Hola. Good to see you, Barbara C. Welcome to Midtown Manhattan. You did my trick. Ah, you did my trick yelling in the elevator. Awesome, Robert. Robert, I'm glad you're yelling in the elevator. Yes, Dave, this building does sway in the wind. There's actually a couple of openings in the building to allow the wind to pass through the building. And then there's also a tuned mass damper in that building also. What's a tuned mass damper? A tuned mass damper is a large concrete block kind of surrounded by shock absorbers, and it basically off-centers the center of gravity of the building so you don't feel the building sway in the wind. Good to see you, Respect the Face. We're back at it once again. Good to see you, Sally Sipico. Welcome. Welcome to Midtown Manhattan. That's right. Hit that like button. 10,000 steps. At least 10,000 steps with Dutch Mars. Once again. Beautiful sky. We're going to see some beautiful views of Central Park, Midtown Manhattan. And if I feel the energy, if I'm feeling the room, we might just end this live stream in Rockefeller Center so we could go inside of that fountain and stand inside of the fountain. Because why not? Why not? Janine Trainer, good to see you there. Good to see you out there in Glasgow. Hope you're doing well. Let's let 50 people tune in. And then we'll begin our tour of Central Park. Good to see you, Respect the Face. Welcome on into the show. 80 degrees, probably 82 degrees here in Manhattan. Right now, right? Clever idea, right, Dave? Yeah, something tells me I'm going to be all warm and hot in the next couple of hours. So I think cooling off in that fountain will be the trick. Good to see you, Rick Fisher. Welcome. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Thank you so much for having faith in me as a content creator to create almost daily content. Good to see you, William. Checking on in from Brooklyn. You're in Midtown too, William. Awesome. Good to see you, William, out there in living out there in Benson Hoist, working out here in Midtown. Sina Aurora, welcome. My accent is too good. My accent is too good. Yes. Do you want my Brooklynite accent over here? Yes, a cooling fountain does sound nice after a long walk. And my express bus stop is right around the corner. The Steinway Tower, the best. I think, folks from around New York, I think this is one of the better looking buildings in Billionaires Row. But it's narrow as heck. I wouldn't want to live in it. I'll be terrified to live in that building. I'm not going to lie. I would be terrified to live in that building. Give me 220 Central Park South. I'll live in that building. Good to see you, Activity 79. Welcome. Good to see you, the ABX girl. Welcome. Let's let 50 people tune in, and then we'll begin our tour of Central Park. And I think today we're going to go all the way up to about 90th Street. So we'll do the east side, then we'll come down along the west side. We'll go all the way up and then all the way down. We have 54 people on our tour, so let's begin our little walking tour here. We're starting out here at 56th Street and 6th Avenue. This is where I begin my bicycle tour this morning. New to the channel so far, great content. Awesome, William. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. You're more than welcome for the fireworks in Coney. Tracy Taylor, good to see you. We got fireworks tomorrow night in Coney Island. Join me at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll have some fireworks once again from the beach in Coney Island. Ready for this, guys? It's going to be my 80th video here on YouTube showing Fireworks Fridays in Coney Island. My 80th Fireworks Friday video in Coney Island is going to be tomorrow. 80th, 80. I got fireworks going all the way back to 2010. So when people say that I'm copying other people doing the Fireworks Friday in Coney Island, tell them that Dutch Moz has been at it for the last 12 years. Good to see you there. So much work to do today. You're more than welcome for the stream. If you need a distraction from your everyday, I'm here for you. Thank you so much, Tracy. Yeah, 80. Tomorrow's going to be my 80th Fireworks Friday. Good to see you, Walter, from the greatest city in the world. Former Brooklynite. Good to see you there, Walter. Welcome. Yeah, William understands good content. I think so, John Law. Oh, again, an educated viewer is my favorite viewer. Good to see you, Don B. Welcome. Let's make our way into Central Park. I want to escape one more time in the man-made beauty that is Central Park. 843 acres of man-made goodness. Thank you so much, Sunshine After the Rain. Yeah, and tomorrow is also July 8th. So the number 8 tomorrow is going to be very strong. Thank you so much, Sarge Tech, out there in the great state of Georgia, for your 7 months of membership. Sarge Tech, thank you so much for your 7 months of membership. Much, 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 much appreciated to you and everyone who's a member at Dutch Moz Plus. Absolutely, this is the place for top shelf content. That's right, baby. Top shelf content. Welcome to 57th Street and Billionaires Row. Good to see you, Veronica Lynn. Welcome. We're right underneath that Steinway Tower now, 111 West 57th Street. The narrowest skyscraper in the world, right there. Let's cross this street here. I want to get into the park. I want to reform myself as a human being in 843 acres of man-made goodness, as the random people have begun screaming at me. Good to see Alina Sandoval. Welcome. Let's get into the park here. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Central Park. It's going to be a beautiful day here in the park. We're going to make it a good one here in the park today. Good to see you there, Route 440. Welcome. The Central Park Tower is huge. Yes, it is. How's everyone in the family today? I hope everyone's well. Absolutely. Absolutely, Sarge. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday or Friday if you're out there in Australia and New Zealand. Shout out to all my viewers from the future. But the park is alive, full of human activity, triumphant. Let's get into that park. Let's get into Central Park here. Thank you so much, Mario. And thank you so much, Ramona, celebrating 7 months of membership here in Dutch Moz Plus. Thank you so much. Much, much, much appreciated there, Ramona. Appreciate it. I love this little... Ooh, everything must go. Come inside and browse. I should go in there and try to look for some art. Look at this. Happy fireworks. Thank you so much, Annalie. I like this. I really want this, but I'm scared to ask how much it is. Oh, look at this. Rockefeller Center. Built in 1932, that's saying. How cool is that? Wow. I'm going to have to go in there and browse some of the arts since everything must go. Since everything must go. And don't you love that? Maybe spend some money I don't have. Good to see you. Hal Ibrahim, merhaba. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well on this Thursday. Let's get into the park here. Let's get into the park, people. Let's get into Central Park. I broke YouTube on July 4th. No, Sarge Tech, nah. Some other people got way more views than I did on 4th of July, but you know, we had the meaningful content. At least we had a good hot dog eating contest, and we didn't drop the signal. I think that was the best part about 4th of July. So, merhaba. Welcome. All right. So let's do our intro to Central Park, including the kitchen sink. That's right. Good to see you, Michelle K. Welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the pond. No special name, just called the pond here. Good to see you, Brian Bell. Welcome. As we walk around Central Park, I want you guys to keep this in mind, that none of this is real. Central Park is all 843 acres of man-made goodness. If you want to build Central Park in your hometown, you can. The instructions are on the internet. All you need is 10.5 million cartloads of topsoil, 27,000 trees, 9,000 benches, 143 miles of drainage pipe, 58 miles of pedestrian pathways, nearly 3,000 plants, shrubs, and bushes. That's what creates Central Park. All of the water features, except for the Harlem Mere, are all filled with New York City tap water, so none of it is real. Oh, thank you so much, Sarge. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much, Michelle K. I appreciate those kind words, too. You guys are being so nice. Thank you so much. I don't want to cry with all this beautifulness. Good to see you, Chiladian. Smug them if you got them. Please, the only natural feature of Central Park is 266 tons of gunpowder. We use 266 tons of gunpowder to sculpt the glacier rock here in Central Park, moving around some 2.7 million cubic yards of rock and debris. Kind of amazing. The glacier rock, the only natural feature of Central Park. The glacier rock is called Manhattan schist, the bedrock of Manhattan Island. Good to see you, Tin Man. Welcome. Hit that thumbs up as we approach 100. Let's get into the park, people. We got to get into the park. Come on. And by the way, right here, people, right here, this building right here, this is where Tony Bennett lives. But he used to be neighbors with the one and the only Lady Gaga. So if you ever wonder how did Lady Gaga do these kind of collaborations with Tony Bennett? Well, they were neighbors. Simple as that. It's beautiful and green here, Danley. Wait until we get into the park. We're going to see almost all the major features of the park. We are going to be skipping Harlem today because Harlem is way uptown, and I don't feel like walking way uptown. But we're going to do a proper loop of the park here. So let's do it. Good to see you, D Betts from Canada. Love my energy. Awesome, D Betts. Good to see you. Good to see you, Colleen. Welcome. Oh, thank you so much, Ramona. Ramona, you know what, Ramona. You've watched the best. You watched the rest. Now it's time to watch the best. Well, let's do it. Good to see you there, Kira from South Korea. Good to see you, Paula Boyd. Welcome. And actually, let me do this because Paula's been here for a hot minute. And now, look at this. So this is the glacier rock here that I was talking about. 266 tons of gunpowder was used to sculpt the glacier rock here in Central Park, and that is the only natural feature of Central Park. Everything else, completely man-made. In fact, there was not a lot of trees up here when they first built Central Park. Your dream is to live here. Well, Kira, if you save your nickels, dimes, and pennies, you could live out here in New York too. It is quite possible to live the cheap life, if you will, here in New York. Suffice you know how to find a cheap place to live. Rent, probably the biggest expense of my life at the current moment. But hey, if I hit that Mega Millions tonight, it's 400 million. Then you'll get me live streaming all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Beautiful space indeed. The only reason why they built Central Park where they did is because of the 1811 grid plan. The 1811 grid plan had no major park in it, just these little plazas here and there, like today's Bryant Park, Washington Square Park, Union Square Park. They were in that original grid plan, but there was no massive park. And by the 1840s, the city of New York was like, hey, we're a world-class city. We deserve a world-class park. So beginning in 1845, Andrew Downing started, he was one of the main proponents of Central Park. He started talking about building a massive park for the city of New York. And they chose the middle of the island because it was quite undesirable land. That is not to say people did not have businesses and people did not live here. But beginning in around 1845, they began advocating for Central Park. And then in 1850, construction officially begins for Central Park. This lower section of Central Park opens up in 1858. The full park is realized by 1872, but we were still building little landscapes and little landmarks here in the park as late as the 1880s and 1890s. Good to see you, Darren. Welcome. Good to see you, Colleen. Welcome on into the show. Oh, we could hear the music of the disco in the Kate Wallman Rink off here to the side. We're going to see that in a little bit. Central Park, 843 acres or 341 hectares of man-made goodness. If we have any Home Alone 2 fans in the house, we're about to come up to the Gatsbow Bridge. And the Gatsbow Bridge, Kevin in Home Alone 2 runs over this bridge. And then the next shot, it shows him way downtown in Washington Square Park. We're coming up to that bridge right now. People having a good time here in the park. Frederick Lahr Olmsted and Calvert Vaux, the creators of Central Park, actually never designed a park before in their lives before winning the contract to build Central Park. In fact, Frederick Lahr Olmsted, the only horticulture he does is a small farm out in Staten Island, here in New York City. Calvert Vaux, he's more of an industrialist. He designed a lot of the pathways, a lot of the infrastructure, some of the buildings, and some of the bridges here in the park. But here it is. Wow, popular bridge today. The Gatsbow Bridge. Gatsbow Bridge built in 1868 using the leftover rock from all the construction of Central Park. This replaces a wooden bridge that used to be here that was built here in 1858. Let's look at one of the most expensive views here in the world. We have here the corner of 5th Avenue and 59th Street. The Plaza Hotel right there. 432 Park Avenue right up there. And this is the pond. No special name, just called the pond. And it's filled with New York City tap water. Again, none of this is real. But Kevin in Home Alone 2 runs over this bridge, and then the very next shot, he is way downtown at Washington Square Park. Good to see you there, Viking. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you're doing great. Pretty nice D-bets, huh? Now we're making our way into the park here. Deeper into the park, and we are going to just enjoy the park. We might have a little extra. If I'm feeling good, if my feet are feeling good, we'll make our way down to Rockefeller Center to stand in the middle of the fountain there and cool off. Exactly, yes. Not naturally produced, it's man-made. Every single inch of this landscape is man-made. Landscape architecture. None of it's real. Nearly 300 horticulturists manage Central Park throughout the year. Costs around $84 million a year to maintain Central Park, and all that money, almost all that money, comes from the Central Park Conservancy. In 1980, the park is in terrible shape, and thus some wealthy people who live on the Upper East and Upper West Sides come together and create the Central Park Conservancy, and these are the people who manage the park. Pretty much the city of New York only manages the main drive here in the park. Now look at the disco over here. My goodness. Easy Rider celebrating 5 months of membership. Thank you so much, Easy Rider, for becoming a member of Dutch Miles Plus. Thank you so much for all your support. But the park is, oh yeah, the park, throughout the morning, the park is really jumping. So these guys are on my company's bikes. Yeah, about to say, guys, you got to walk the bikes. It's a $125 fine, guys. If you, so,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You guys are with my company bikes there, so I got to let you guys know. Yeah, exactly. Yes, early risers. Wow, yeah. Yeah, you gotta ride those bikes on the main drives, or it's a $125 fine if a police officer decides to give you a ticket. But here we are, the Kate Wallman Rink, which is now the Disco Oasis. Let's see this Disco Oasis here. Now, Billionaires Row, right over there with all these crazy tall, crazy thin buildings. The Disco Oasis, people. So you could go roller skating right here. Yeah, it's Bitcoin. That's right, Sarge. They're doing a little party out here. You could go roller skating out here, which is pretty cool. But look at that view. 432 Park Avenue, the Steinway Tower, the MoMA Tower, 157 West 57th Street, the Central Park South Tower, 220 Central Park South, right there. No, getting jiggy with it. Good to see you there, Bill. Welcome, good afternoon. Good to see you, Solo, 401. Yeah, Tracy, this disco is the first year we've had the Disco Oasis here in the Kate Wallman Rink, so I guess this is what we're going to do for the summertime here. Good to see you, RJ, out there in the great state of Colorado. Look at all the disco balls, people. Oh, my goodness. I've seen some pictures of this at night. It looks amazing. And they play good music. Good to see you, Gerald Lee. Will I ever do another live stream from the Freak Bar? Of course I will, Gerald. Gerald, when me, I'm trying to plan out another philosophical talk with me and Patrick. So we'll do another one, Gerald. Thank you so much for hanging on out. But we're gonna do another live stream from the Freak Bar, and we will be doing another live stream with Patrick. Remember that disco ball Christmas tree? Yes, I do, Ramona. I hope we see it again next year. And damn, this phone loves dimming out when it gets hot in the summer. How close to normal? No, we're back to normal, Viking. We're back to normal, Viking. Actually, my company that I work for, we had not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 bicycle tours going out at the same time this morning. I was one of those 5 tours, and it was kind of crazy. But you know what? We all did it. We all made it. All right? Happens to all phones. I know Easy Rider is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But here it is. We're using both, Sarge. Check. We're on 5G and LTE. I am on 2 different cell phone networks. I'm on Verizon and I'm on T-Mobile. So we're doing some. I'm doing some live stream sorcery here. So yeah, we have a pretty cool setup now. So, which hopefully keeps the signal nice and strong for you guys watching all around the world. It is beautiful to see all these people out and about. Marie, absolutely. One of the 4 original buildings built for Central Park is now right in front of us. This is called the Dairy. The Dairy is, as the name suggests, used to be a dairy for children, a place where children could get milk and cheese products. And back when the dairy first opened up in 1867, you can imagine there would have been cows grazing right here. And This building was designed by Calvert Vaux back in 1865. It has recently been restored and it looks absolutely beautiful. And today it is the Central Park Conservancy gift shop. And if you want to smell like Central Park, you can. You can buy some Central Park perfume. What's the official smell of Central Park? Lavender. Auto switching, keeping the stream going. Nice. Yes, indeed there, Sarge. Sarge, I'm actually using an application called Speedify. And what Speedify does is that it merges multiple cell phone plans into one fat signal. So it goes through a VPN and then it merges the signal and then it's able to give you guys a consistent live stream. Even when I drop the signal, it saves it. So it's pretty amazing. But you're more than welcome, Paula. Good to see you, Helen G. Welcome. And good to see you there, Kira. Do I have any recommendations for planning to move to New York? Yes, save up some money, Kira, but think that, you know, to live in Manhattan isn't really everything. Live in Brooklyn, live in Queens, live in the Bronx, even live in Staten Island. If you want to own a car, you want to live in Staten Island. If you want a nice backyard, then maybe think of the Bronx, Brooklyn, or Queens. But remember that New York City is more, a lot more than just Midtown Manhattan. New York is big. 47 square miles of space is New York City. 2.9 million people live in Brooklyn. If Brooklyn was its own city by itself, we will be the 4th largest city in the United States, just behind Chicago. Good to see you, Susan Mitchell. Yeah, it's steamy out here, Susan. Feels like steamy 95. Yeah, good yards in Staten Island too. That's if you want the big space there, John Law. That's right. You got a good backyard. I'm thinking about urban backyards, John. Yeah, if you want a big backyard, Staten Island is the place for you. But it's also the most car-friendly borough is Staten Island. So if you want like a big backyard, a 2-car garage, or kind of parking area. But all the boroughs are fantastic. All the boroughs have magic to them. Here is the Chess and Checkers house. Back when the park first opens up in 1858, there are no formal play areas for children, except for this area, where the Chess and Checkers house stands atop of today. This used to be Kid Mountain. And Kid Mountain was basically an outcropping of Manhattan schist with a whole bunch of handles in it. And they used to let their kids climb all over the rock. So, hey kids, go climb on a rock. The kids were rough back then in the 1860s. But now the Chess and Checkers house built in 1955. Today you could rent or borrow a chessboard or a checkers board for absolutely free. Kind of amazing. Your biggest worry is finding a job since you're only 17. Kira, you're young, kid. You're young. You got plenty of time. As Gary Vee says, you have plenty of time. No rush. Figure out what you want to do for a living. And here's the deal. If you love what you do for a living, you will never work a day in your life. So find a skill, find a trade that you could apply here to living here in New York, and you'll get a job. Just be patient about it. You got plenty of time. You're still young. Remember that Rodney Dangerfield only became like really famous like in his late 40s, almost 50 years old. So it could be done. The dream is real, ladies and gentlemen. The dream is real. As I inhale a fly. Just inhale the fly. That's how much I love you guys here on YouTube. I inhale flies for you, the viewer. You're more than welcome, Kira. Yeah, life is still starting at 17. Absolutely. When Central Park is first completed in 1858, the city is pretty far south from us. The city only comes up to about 42nd Street. The rest of the way was all just dirt roads and stuff. But the creators of Central Park knew that the great city of New York will grow around the park. So thus they created sunken traverses. This is 65th Street. And we're directly above 65th Street right now. As you see, it comes underneath us. The traverses here in New York, or here in Central Park, are some of the first examples in the world of mode separation. So pedestrians on top and horse carriages down below. Pretty amazing. They were very forward-looking people. Do flies taste different in New York? Yes, they do, Kira. Flies taste like, I don't know, have a very kind of almost a shish kebab kind of taste. Bert Hendricks from Berlin. Guten Tag, Berlin. Good to see you, Picard. Yeah, the flies have like a New York flavor to them. It's kind of like, it's kind of like a barbecue, or kind of reminds you of barbecue or something like that. But now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something right now that is older than Central Park. So in 1811, John Randall Jr., he created the grid plan of the island of Manhattan. We had to create some order out of the chaos that was beginning to develop as Manhattan and New York City exploded north. So at every major intersection, John Randall Jr. placed either a marble or stone kind of monument at every intersection. And if there was rock, he would place a rod, an iron rod, into the ground. So let me show you one of the last grid marker bolts in existence here on the island of Manhattan. That's right, the flies and the tap water taste are the best. They're tasteful people. It's delicious. What happened to the frog who double parked his car in New York City? I don't know. Did he get hopped over? I don't know. But here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the intersection of 65th Street and 6th Avenue. You can see 6th Avenue straight down over there. He got towed. Ha ha ha, I like that. Good to see you, Paula. Welcome. So here's 6th Avenue. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, here is the last grid marker bolt in existence, or one of the last in existence. Right there. John Randall Jr. himself placed that there. You can see it's an iron bolt with mercury at the bottom. The last grid marker bolt. Right there. You love this rod on the rock? Me too. So guess what, Diana Lee, I know this is kind of hard to imagine, but there was no real grand opening ceremony for Central Park. Good to see you, Gus. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. There was no grand ceremony. Now, there was like an opening ceremony where some marching bands came in here and whatnot, and they marched into the mall where we're going to go next. But there was no fireworks. There was nothing really grand. Understand that this park is so big that once a section of the park was completed, people just kind of tumbled into the park and began enjoying it. So there was no grand opening to the park. And to be honest, it was kind of hard to get here. Remember that the city only ends at around 42nd Street. So you had to hire a private cab like this one to get up here. Now, for the first 10 years the park is open, nearly 50% of all park users had their own private carriage. Who had their own private carriage back in the 1860s? Well, the top 5% earners. So it was very much a playground for the rich until the 1890s. Now, I've recently read about this and I've looked up some history about it, and it's fascinating. Wealthy people who lived or who were able to get here to Central Park did something very special. They used their racehorses to pull their carriages around the park. So what they would do is they would basically get their racehorses, they would soup up their carriages, and they would come flying down the pathways here. And it was a regular occurrence for people to fly down these, and they would race each other around the main drives here. It was kind of amazing. Hingo A, trolley cars. Trolley cars did not make it up here until the 1880s. Yes, the upper crust. Yeah, that has changed, yes. By the time electric trolleys make their way up here, and especially the subway in 1904, that's when this park becomes a more democratic and more open space for all types of people. Here's a little link to the past. We have this little stone right here. Basically, if you wanted to go to the mall, you wanted to have your carriage drop you off, you basically hopped off your carriage, and then so women didn't mess up their shoes, they would stand on this paving stone right here. This is slate right here. This is an old paving stone of slate right here to hop off your carriage. So this is like a little carriage drop-off zone right here. Who knows how old that is? It's probably from like the 1880s, 1870s. But there's this fantastic article about how people used to race their racehorses around here with their carriages. And it was like a regular thing. It was like a regular thing back then. Good to see Esteban. Welcome. Any horses, though? Yeah, of course. Yes, horses did come up here. Horses and omnibuses were the only way to get up here when the park first opened up. With your... Oh, you was told that, yes, the lampposts let you know where you are at. And when I see a lamppost marker, I'll show it to you guys. Ash Fakah, welcome. So here's good old Christopher Columbus right here. Welcome to Literary Walk. This is the southern entrance to the mall in Central Park. The mall, the only straight pathway in all of Central Park. So many people are riding their bikes on the walkways. So as you see, we have a lot of prominent paving stones of people who donate money to the Central Park Conservancy. It costs around $3,000 a year to have a paving stone here. And you got to re-up that every year. Good to see you, Merca. Welcome. But welcome to the only straight pathway in all of Central Park. Welcome to the mall. The mall, what you're looking at right here, is one of the largest groves of great American elm trees outside of Washington, D.C. There's roughly 400 elm trees in this grove alone. You can find around 3,000 elm trees across Central Park. This is all original. These trees here were planted between 1855 and 1856. And the workers kind of didn't celebrate. There were a lot of rules, as these kids really want to be on the live stream, so I'm just going to put the camera this way. You know, over 30,000 day laborers built Central Park, and these were mostly newly arrived immigrants from Germany and Ireland. For the most part, they lived way downtown at the 5 Points, and if you can imagine, it would take you like 2 hours to get up here just to get to work. No African Americans were allowed on the job site because they thought the work was too good for them. And also, only 2 women were hired in the construction of Central Park. And these 2 women basically cleaned the offices of the architects and the engineers. Want to welcome their City Lighthouse. Welcome. The original horse troughs for horses to drink? Yes, indeed, Hinko. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, Wannabe. Welcome. Do you know how long those plaques have been here for? Oh, some of them have been here for like 15, 20 years, probably longer than that. Okay. Anyway, there were a lot of rules when Central Park first opened up that kind of excluded the working class to enjoy Central Park. So the people who actually built the park were not able to actually enjoy it. So there were lots of rules on Sundays, and Sundays were usually the only days off that working people had the day off. So there were no large gatherings allowed on Sunday. No music was allowed to be played on Sundays. There was no games to be allowed to be played on the lawns here. In fact, there was no sweating allowed in the original Central Park. You came here to convene with nature. You came here to hold your lover's hand, look up at the trees, scintillate with the birds. That's how you originally used Central Park. But by the 1880s and 1890s, a lot of these restrictions would be lifted, and it will again become a more democratic place to enjoy. This is actually one of the first places in the world where women rode bicycles unaccompanied by men. It was a big deal back then. But again, once you look at here, it's one of the largest groves of great American elm trees outside of Washington, D.C. There's roughly 400 elm trees in this grove alone, and you can find around 3,000 elm trees across the entire park. Let's take a sip of water because I'm still tasting that. I am still tasting this this fly that I inhaled. Central Park water. And now we're walking down the only straight pathway here in Central Park. This is the mall. For the first 10, 15 years the park is open. This is where all the wealthy people show off their wealth, is right here. Yes, this is not a dating vlog, people. Good to see you, Jerry. Welcome. Free your bladder and the rest will follow. Good to see you there. Free your bladder. Welcome. For over 150 years, we had many statues of famous men, one statue of a famous dog, and finally a statue with some famous women. Coming up here to my left-hand side is the Women's Rights Pioneer statue, unveiled on the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 24th Amendment. Sojourner Truth, Susan B. Anthony, and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, right here. Sunshine NYC, good to see you. Love this statue. If you want to see this statue come alive, scan the QR code. Scan the QR code. It's a 20-minute presentation where the statue comes alive. Pretty amazing. Absolutely, Diana Lee. Nick, this is not a dating vlog. Yeah, fly has fantastic protein. It tastes like barbecue. It tastes like barbecue. And in the near future, we will be doing a live stream where I come into Central Park and Prospect Park merely to feed the birds and squirrels. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do like a bird cam and a squirrel cam. So stay tuned for that. That's bound to be hilarious. Yes, there is a list of QR codes online there, Rick. If you go to the Central Park Conservancy's website, they have all that information for you. centralpark.org. Yes, the three ladies are portrayed by famous actresses. Like that idea? Yeah, Helen. I love the squirrels here. Yes, this is neither an AOL chat or a dating service, that's right. Guys, you could go to other live streams and talk to other people just randomly and completely ignore what the live streamer is doing for you guys. So that's fine. You're not going to do it here, though. I'm not here to facilitate an AOL chat or an IRC chat or a dating service. This is not Ashley Madison, folks. Good to see you, Scrambles. Does Central Park typically get good Wi-Fi? Scrambles, it depends on where you are in the park. Some areas have fantastic Wi-Fi. Some areas don't have very good cell phone coverage at all. Bunch of thirsty dudes. Yes, they have to drink water. I'm thirsty. I need some drink. They're thirsty. Remember the IRC chat? Hey, remember the IRC chat? It was a simpler time back then. Yes, I'll sample some more flies, Diana. Good to see you there, Gail. Good to see you, Gail and Frank Cohen out there in Tucson, Arizona. Oh, there's my friend William. My friend William is here. He's been here since this morning. Unfortunately, I don't have any small bills. I should have got changed before coming into the park. Good to see you, Jim. Welcome. Glad you're enjoying the live stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see William out here in the cold and in the snow. I see him out here in the heat in the summer. Oh. There's a couple of musicians I see out here literally all year long. There you go. A complete guide to Central Park is right there. Thank you so much, Sarge, for putting in the link. Yeah, no, William will definitely understand. William knows what I do. But right here is the Namberg Bandshell, built in 1923. The Namberg Bandshell was host to many events. Oh, like back in the 60s, we had a lot of be-ins right here. The Grateful Dead performed here. Jimi Hendrix performed here. An unknown Bob Dylan performed here. But one of my favorite memories happened a few years ago, back in April 2020. Back in April 2020, the city was in a really scary spot when it comes to COVID. The city was all empty, and the New York Philharmonic still wanted to practice. So the New York Philharmonic actually had a spontaneous concert right here one afternoon in April 2020. And to be honest, as a lifelong New Yorker, it gave me so much hope that the city will get out of this wacky pandemic time called COVID. And we did make it back. So yeah, it's kind of amazing. Solo 401. Don't work too hard. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. You're more than welcome for sharing. Again, one of my favorite stories. Wilson Dog, welcome. Good to see you, Phyllis. I'm glad you're enjoying this. We're gonna do we're doing a proper tour today of Central Park. I haven't done one in about a month. So today we're going all over the park. We're gonna go way up to the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir. We will be seeing strawberry fields later on. So we're gonna see almost all the major landmarks of the park. But we did this together. That's right, Easy Rider. We did it together. They're talking about Columbo's catchphrase on the radio station this morning. Awesome. Meow, baby, meow. Who loves you, baby? And don't forget, Telly Savalas. He has some great albums. He did some great music. Pamela Collar out there in North Carolina. Good to see you. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Welcome to Central Park. 843 acres of man-made goodness. We're now entering the heart of Central Park. We're now entering Bethesda Terrace and Bethesda Arcade. We're going to do Bethesda Terrace in two parts. We're going to see the view from the terrace, and then we're going to walk through the arcade. Right now we're at Bethesda Terrace. And Tracy Taylor with a $10 super chat. Tracy Taylor, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club 2 times today. You're more than welcome for another great tour here in Central Park. Yes, William Shatner has an album too, but you know, we're talking about Kojak, baby. Kojak. I'm more than welcome for the tour, Tracy.
This is two-way traffic here. This is two-way bike traffic.
So here we are. Here is Bethesda Terrace. And we will see Balto a little bit later there, Diana, when we're making our way out of the park towards 5th Avenue. We're all going to say hello to Balto. Right here, this is the skylight for Bethesda Arcade beneath us. This is almost the very center of Manhattan Island right here, but I like to think of in the movie The Avengers. This is where Loki teleports from, is right here. Good to see you, G-Mac, out there in Kodiak, Alaska. Good to see you there, G-Mac. And Tom Venkin with a €5 super chat. Tom, thank you so much for the €5. Thank you so much for joining today's €5 club today. Much, much, much appreciated. Let's see my angel of the waters. Let's see my angel. Oh, we got a photo shoot happening down there. We have a little princess. So right there, the Angel of the Waters fountain, built to commemorate the opening of the Croton Aquifer, the first freshwater system for the city of New York. This is the first public commission work for the city of New York designed by a woman. Her name is Emma Stubbins. And lighten up with a $3 super chat. Lighten up. Thank you so much for the $3 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $3 club. Much, much, much appreciated. There it is, the Angel of the Waters fountain. The Angel of the Waters references the Gospel of John. Just beyond the angel is the lake. No special name, just called the lake. And then beyond that is the Ramble, the most wooded area here in Central Park. Great spot to go bird watching. Probably one of the most, if not the most photographed area in the city, Rick. Photography here at Bethesda Terrace goes all the way back to the dawn and beginning of photography, going way back to the 1880s. But you can hear all the music. It is very lively here in the park today. But now, let's do it. Let's go down below. Let's go into Bethesda Arcade. My beautiful angel. We're going to get an up-close look at the angel right now. But this entire landscape here was designed by Jacob Ray Mould in 1872. And it references the seasons of the year. And I'm going to show you the 4 seasons of the year carved into the limestone. There's lots of little secrets that hide in plain sight. And I'm going to show you some of them right now. So the 2 pillars here at the top are autumn and spring. So let's see autumn and spring first. Thank you so much, Lighten Up, for the $3. I'm glad you're enjoying the tour. So here is autumn. Autumn is shown with the witch. You got the witch here with the pumpkin here. See the jack-o'-lantern. So here's the witch. Happy Halloween. And then the loss of sunlight. We have the owl and the bat, which is right here. Good to see you, Deming. Welcome. And then as we come around this side here, you go back to school in autumn. So here's a school book, and you're studying by candlelight. It's right here. And then we come across the way, and this is spring. Spring shown by the spring harvest. So as you see, you got the harvest right here. And then we come around this side here. This is the rooster. The rooster is in honor of the more sunlight. And then, of course, since we're getting more sunlight, we have to show off the sun. So here's the sun right here. See? Just like that. So autumn and spring are here at the top. Now we're going to see winter and summer. You been at this spot here, Wilson? Awesome. We're about to enter Bethesda Terrace and Bethesda Arcade. Vaulted onto the ceiling are 15,000 hand-painted tiles. Milton tiles in the world vaulted onto a ceiling. You could find Milton tiles in a little place called the U.S. Capitol and the White House. But we're going to listen to this music right now, and we're going to take in the moment. But it did take some time, Rick. It took nearly 2 years to create this landscape. Good to see you, JC, and let's enjoy it. I'm going to be quiet for a few moments and enjoy Bethesda Arcade. Here we go, guys. Ah, isn't that nice? It's like a movie set, people, because it is a movie set. As we get an up close and personal look of my beautiful angel of the waters. Hand outstretched, blessing the waters of Bethesda. Again, it was built to commemorate the opening of the Crow and Aquifer system, the first custom-made, the first water system, the first freshwater system for the city of New York, which was then just Manhattan Island. Look at my beautiful angel. It's a beautiful place, JC. A beautiful place. Let's get up. Let's say hello to Angel here. Yes, my angel of the water looks beautiful today. Good to see you, Rick, from Potsdam, New York. And good to see you, Joshua Johnson. Yes, the fountain does look beautiful. I mean, it's really jumping here in the park. Wow. Yeah, D-Bets. I'm pretty lucky to live here in New York. And I do not take it for granted. Every day I get up and do what I love for a living. Remember that when you do what you love for a living, you never work a day in your life. Wow, he's like rocking that song. Damn, I wish I had some money to give him. Well, Joshua, you're going to see a big chunk of the park right now. You know, Zito Kosher, I actually don't recommend throwing coins into the Angel of the Waters fountain. It costs quite a lot to maintain the fountain, so I don't recommend that. You want to keep that fountain working really good. It's from 1871, so it's pretty old. Good to see you, Lily. Welcome. Ramona, it does not get old. No, absolutely. Your dad says the same thing. Absolutely, D-Bats. He was really good. Good to see you there, Michelle. Welcome. So as we look towards the west, we're looking now at the twin towers of the San Remo apartments. Steven Spielberg has an apartment in there. And Barry Manilow used to live in there. He used to sublet to Raquel Welch. But as you see, Central Park, one of the first places in the world to use forced perspective. So we have a wonderful view here looking towards the west of the San Remo. Almost looks like it's perfectly placed there, including all these boats are perfectly placed there. Santa Mito, welcome. And the plants and the fountains, yeah, coins wouldn't be good. No, no, no. But I love this place here. As all the geese hang out. It costs about $20 an hour per boat to rent them. So you get 4 people together. 4 people can fit inside of a boat. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, Helen, I would love to tour inside the San Remo, but that's a pretty exclusive residence there. As we walk down over this way here, behind these hedges and bushes is the Loeb Boathouse, and this is where you grab your boat to go boating around. And I also recommend breakfast and lunch here. It's also a restaurant. So toss the coins into the fountain. It's faded out. Yeah, indeed, there, Zito. Lots of geese. Yes, indeed. But yeah, they're like, you know what's a good fountain to throw coins in? Up at Bryant Park. Because that's like a stone fountain. That fountain's a lot more robust than the Angel of the Waters fountain. Angel of the Waters fountain is made out of copper. So, good to see you, Jeremy. Scotto, your old stomping grounds. You spend all day hanging around Central Park. Absolutely there, Jeremy. Good to see you, man. Welcome on into the show. We're now making our way over to my friend Hans. Hans Christian Andersen, that is. We're going to begin making our way up the east side of Central Park now. About to walk underneath the trefoil arch. And we're going to go underneath the main drive here on the east side of the park. Yeah, pumps don't like coins, Diana. Yes, indeed. Yeah, welcome to the Upper East Side. Good to see you. Andrew Saunders from the United Kingdom. Welcome. Making our way to see Hans Christian Andersen right now. Let's see what's going on by my friend Hans. Kelsey Rios, welcome. You missed Central Park. You're more than welcome for the stream there, Kelsey. We're doing a tour of Central Park, so you're going to see quite a lot of the park. So we just passed Angel of the Waters and the mall. We are going to revisit the Angel of the Waters in a little bit. But coming up next, we're going to see Hans Christian Andersen. We're going to see Alice in Wonderland. We're going to see Cleopatra's Needle. Then we're going to walk up and around the Reservoir. We're going to stroll through Seneca Village. We'll also see Strawberry Fields. And then when we make our way towards 5th Avenue to leave the park, we're going to pass by Balto the dog. We're going to pass oh my God, the Delacorte clock. We got a lot to see today. Good to see you, Lily. Welcome. Ultimate Frisbee on the meadow throughout the 80s. I think Ultimate Frisbee still happens, Zito. I think it still happens. But now we're coming up to the Conservatory Water, also better known as the Model Boat Pond. Good to see you there. Yeah, you 3. Awesome there, Rick. Thank you. We're hanging out. We're gonna have a fun day touring Central Park. Here's my friend, Hans Christian Andersen, right here. Good to see you, Memzato from the hot and humid Florida. Look at Hans. Oh, Hans has some company today. Hanging on out. And here is the Model Boat Pond. If you saw the movie Stuart Little 2, they used this body of water in the movie, but they actually didn't film it here. But they did recreate the boathouse almost in full scale out in Hollywood, California. Let's see Hans here. Let's say hello to Hans. Oh, she's still taking pictures. We'll let her take some pictures with Hans. Let people enjoy it. But right here, the Model Boat Pond. No model boats in the Model Boat Pond this year, but we still got the ducks. We got the ducks hanging on out. Let me show you these ducks lounging out here. There's some ducks hanging out over there.
You know what? They're not really missing.
This is how you stay cool in New York City.
They're not capable.
You got to be like these ducks here, just chilling. I would officially call that these ducks are definitely just chilling. Look at them; they're just hanging out. Let's say hello to Hans. So here, Hans Christian Andersen is reading The Ugly Duckling to a little duck. Now, what I like to do with all the statues here in Central Park is, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I'm gonna do two things. First, as you see, he's reading The Ugly Duckling. I heard that they have an issue trying to remove this graffiti, unfortunately. Hopefully this graffiti will be removed soon. Primal, hello. But first, I'm gonna rub Hans Christian Andersen on the nose for good luck. And then we pat the little duck on the head 3 times. And that's what you do for good luck. I'll see you later, Hans. Have a good day. I will see you on Saturday, Hans, because I'm working up here on Saturday.
Hans Christian Andersen.
Yep, duck and diving, yes indeed. So now, here we are at the Conservatory Water, and right across the way up here is the home of Pale Male. Pale Male is a red-tailed hawk that moved here on that ledge back in 1997. Let me show you his nest. If you look at the center window right there, you could just see a nest, and that nest was the home of Pale Male, or still is the home of Pale Male, a red-tailed hawk. Now, if you can imagine, he was the first red-tailed hawk to move here along Fifth Avenue back in 1997. He was an instant sensation. If you could imagine where I'm standing right now, there would have been a dozen, probably more than a dozen or so, bird watchers with their binoculars and their telescopes looking up at these windows. Who lived there at the time was news broadcaster Paul Lazan. Paul Lazan did not appreciate all of the people taking pictures and using telescopes to look up at her windows, so she had the nest removed. Well, when she removed that nest, she got a lot of people very upset. And then about 9 months later, well, there was a protest that happened in front of the building for about 8 months, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And eventually, 9 months later, the city of New York puts out a petition. Should we return the nest back to that ledge? Over 300,000 people signed this petition to bring the nest back. I was one of those people. And right there, eventually they placed the nest back, and luckily Pale Male moves back in. He's still living there with his 9th or 10th wife now. And out of that first nesting pair of red-tailed hawks, you could now find 38 pairs of nesting red-tailed hawks here around Central Park. And then the red-tailed hawks seem to know their real estate because they all live along the Museum Mile right here along Fifth Avenue. Kind of amazing. But Pale Male, there's actually a documentary about that. There's a PBS documentary about Pale Male, I believe on Amazon Prime, so you can look it up. Good to see you, Chris MG. Welcome. Let's make our way up to one of my other favorite statues here in the park. Coming up next is going to be Alice in Wonderland. A lazy day here in Central Park. Looks like they're filling this body of water right now with some fresh water. All New York City tap water. That's all this is. Nothing special. The only natural fed body of water here in Central Park is way up north in the northeastern corner of the park called the Harlem Mere. The Harlem Mere is fed by Montaigne's Rivulet, a small natural spring that bubbles up in the northern area of Central Park and eventually makes its way all the way down to the East River, or the Harlem River to be exact. Mohammed, good to see you, Mohammed. Merhaba, Mohammed, merhaba. Look at this beautiful view here. 432 Park Avenue, 111 West 57th Street, the Steinway Tower right there. Could I dedicate a stream to James Caan? I could if I gotta understand the significance behind that there, Deming. I'll have to look up the significance of James Caan in Central Park. He's an actor, right? Here it is, the gift to the children of the city of New York, the Margarita Delacorte Memorial. Alice in Wonderland. Oh, he just passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. Alice in Wonderland statue built, created in 1958. Ah, sorry, from the, oh, Sonny from The Godfather, okay. So this statue was created by José de Krefft back in 1958. José de Krefft. He was friends with Pablo Picasso. But George Delacorte was the person who commissioned this statue as a gift to the children of the city of New York. And George Delacorte does play a role here in the statue. He plays the role of the Mad Hatter. And once these people get their pictures, we're going to take a picture. We're going to rub George Delacorte's nose in for good luck. But this was cast in separate pieces out in Red Hook, Brooklyn, before being field welded here on site. And he has an amazing view from right here. Or she has an amazing view. And the Mad Hatter have an amazing view. Ooh, it's warm. Let me quickly say hello to George. Thank you so much, George. We keep on moving. We gotta keep on keeping on. Ooh, it's warm out here. It is warm out here. Let's make our way up to the main drive. And our next big landmark we're gonna see is going to be Cleopatra's Needle coming up next. Good to see you, Felix the Master. Welcome. Gotta make our way up to the drive here. Good to see you, Ed Ignore. There's a little bit of a breeze, Rick, but it's warm. It's warm, Rick. It is warm. I do have Gatorade in my bag, Diana. I'm gonna have to drink in a little bit. Gotta find a shady spot, sit down for a moment. Are there any haunted places in New York City? Yes, there is a haunted place here in New York City. It's called the Merchant House Museum over on East 4th Street. A single lady lived in that house for like 70 years all by herself. And now the museum features all the furniture, all the clothes that she accumulated over the years. I have been inside of the Merchant House Museum many times, and that's definitely haunted. I tried to live stream in there, but they did not give me permission to live stream in there. So hopefully in the future, yeah, I'll be able to live stream in there. I am going to head for the shade, John. Angel Garcia, welcome. We will be walking past the zoo when we make our way out of the park a little bit later on in the live stream. Got to head back to Hudson Yards. Oh, absolutely, photos, yes. Thank you so much, Felix the Master. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos on 4th of July. Very proud of those videos we did on the 4th of July. I'm now going to walk up this hill to get some more exercise here. So let's let the bicycle traffic through. Now I'm walking up a hill because after all, Manhattan is derived from the Native American word Mannahatta, which means land of many hills. That's what we're going to see next there, photos. A statue called Still Hunt is coming up in a few moments. Yeah, 4th of July was pretty awesome. Lenape land, yes. The Lenni Lenape. The Lenape, the original inhabitants of this land. Jogging on a hot day, I don't recommend. Yes, the hill gets really tough when you're riding a bike. Photos, I just led a bicycle tour with 12 people along this pathway this morning, so yes. But luckily, the people I had on my tour were good cyclists. That might be one of my bikes right there that I had earlier today. Here's that 4-digit number code. If you ever get lost here in the park, and thank you so much, Ed. So here it's saying we're on the east side of the park at 67th Street. And then the 03 is like a designation for how far east or west we are in the park. But we're roughly at East 76th Street. I read that backwards. East 76th Street, that's where we're at right now. So if you ever get lost in the park, you get an idea of where you are, whether it be east or west. And then right here, this is one of my favorite statues in all of Central Park. They're all my favorites if you haven't figured that out yet. But here is Still Hunt. Still Hunt is as old as the Brooklyn Bridge. He was created in 1884, and he is overlooking the main drive here in Central Park. Yes, only go to Central Park with Dutch so you don't get lost. Exactly, Coney Island, Jim. Good to see you. Yeah, it legit catches you off guard. That's the whole point of that statue, is to catch you off guard. That's the whole point of that statue. As we continue up north, we're making our way up. Our next big landmark we're going to see is going to be Cleopatra's Needle. Now, usually this is a spot where I have cell phone issues. So if we have a cell phone droppage, please be patient. I'll be right back. But we are on 2 networks. And so far, so good. My signal is really strong right now. We're at maximum. So let's hope it stays that way as we continue to make our way up. Love that. Meow, baby. What's the biggest park in New York? I'm glad you asked, Ed. Here's a breakdown of all of our parks here in New York City. Pelham Bay Park in the Bronx is the largest park in New York City at 2,765 acres. Nebul loves that graphic, by the way. That graphic dedicated to Nebul in the south of France. The signal has been impressive so far there, Rick. Central Park, 843 acres large. And it is warm out here. Oh my God. Take a little break and take a little drink. Konnichiwa, Mi-chan. Konnichiwa from Japan. Thank you so much for staying up late with me. So now we're going to see King Jagiello of Poland is coming up. We're going to see the Turtle Pond. And then after that, we'll see the Cleopatra's Needle. So this pathway here will take us to Belvedere Castle. We're not going to go to Belvedere Castle today, but in the near future we will. On another Central Park experience, we will be visiting the castle, but not today. But we will get some views of it from the ground.
You're going to be so tired after getting back from this trip. You're not going to want to travel that.
Looks like a massive tree limb. Oh yeah, they're doing some tree pruning down here. The most over-the-top epic statue ever, yes indeed. Yeah, doing some tree pruning down here. A quick drink and snooze under the tree, yes indeed. Hold your swords up high. Here to my right-hand side is King Jagiello of Poland. Now, why is the Polish king here in Central Park? Well, this statue was commissioned for the World's Fair of 1939-1940. And Poland ceased to exist in 1940. This statue was originally supposed to be returned to Poland to be placed in Warsaw. And since Poland was invaded by Germany, the statue never made it back to Warsaw, and instead in 1941 made its way here to Central Park. after World War II, the city of New York said, hey, you guys want this statue back? And they're like, no, y'all can keep it. So that's why there's a statue of King Jagiello here in Central Park. Am I training for the New York City Marathon? Angel, I really do want to run in the New York City Marathon. Hopefully one day I will. Rick Fisher, any $10 Heinekens in my future? Maybe on Saturday, Rick. Maybe on Saturday. I do need some cold lemonade. Yes, I do, Felix. But I'm gonna have a Gatorade right now. So let me sit down for a minute here. We have been on live stream now for an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm gonna take a little break here, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna have a little drink. But welcome to Central Park. If you're just tuning in, hit that like button for more exciting adventures here in New York. And just like that, I'm gonna have to get another Gatorade. Yes, you do. Yes, I know photos from around New York. I am very aware how to enter the New York City Marathon because after all, I have lived my entire life on the New York City Marathon course. And one of my dreams is to be in the New York City Marathon. And also, there is a lottery to enter the New York City Marathon. So yeah, hopefully one day I will be in the marathon. Good to see you, Dan. Welcome. Good to see a self-correcting unit. Do any of my clients find the super skinny skyscrapers kind of disturbing? Yes. Yes, they do. Some of them, you know, it's the engineering behind them that kind of disturbs people because they do move quite a bit. If you look up here on YouTube, tuned mass damper, 432 Park Avenue, you'll see how much the building moves over the course of just a few minutes. It's quite a lot. Let's see the turtle pond here. Let's see if we can see any turtles here in the turtle pond. Then we'll go make our way up to Cleopatra's Needle. But I'm gonna have to definitely get another Gatorade here. Here's the turtle pond. Now this area of the Central Park used to be the receiving reservoir for the Croton Aquifer system. And when they rebuilt that Croton Aquifer system, they built the Great Lawn, they removed that receiving reservoir and then turned this area into the turtle pond. And the turtles are hanging out here in the turtle pond. Look at these guys. They're just hanging out. They're just hanging out. Yeah, I could walk 26.2 miles to their photos from around New York. I would probably, you know what I would do? I would love to live stream the whole marathon route. That's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, they have emerged from the subway. They emerged from underground. The water is very green. No, the water is very green. There's a lot of algae in the water and a lot of nutrients from all the plants in the water. But let's get an up close look of King Jagiello before moving on. I love this statue. Look how cool he is. Love this statue. There he is. Love it. Good to see you there, S. Fields. Welcome. Let's make our way up to one of the oldest artifacts in all of New York City. Coming up next is Cleopatra's Needle. Very macho indeed, yes. Right, looks like a D&D figure, right? Yeah. You know, I had a guest literally say that exact same phrase, photos. I had a guest once on one of my walking tours say that exact phrase. Like, he should be like on a D&D figurine. Good to see you, Chibe. Welcome. I'm very happy with the cell signal. We've been doing good with the network so far today. So usually I drop out by Turtle Pond, but today it is working good. You feel like New York City's oldest artifacts too there, S. Fields? I'm getting there, my friend. I'm getting there. Good to see you, Tamara, from the great state of Texas. Welcome. So here it is, one of the oldest artifacts in all of New York City. Here is Cleopatra's Needle. Cleopatra's Needle used to stand in Heliopolis in Egypt. And this used to flank the entrance to one of the main areas, the main temple areas in Heliopolis. Its sister obelisk, which is the same height, the same size as this obelisk, is on the bank of the Thames River in London. And then the mother obelisk, which was inside of the main area, that obelisk is nearly twice the height and size of this obelisk. That is on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. But right here, this was created in 1450 BC for King Ramses III, so it has nothing to do with Cleopatra. It was created about 1,000 years after Cleopatra's passing. But this is a big Masonic symbol here. It was brought out here in 1867, and there was roughly 20,000 people here in attendance to watch the obelisk go from the horizontal to the vertical position. Let's get an up-close and personal look of Cleopatra's Needle here. Good to see you, Bagels and Walks. Welcome. You're at the park. Where are you, Bagels and Walks? I'll come. You can come say hi, Sean. You've always been good in the stream. Where are you at? I'm making my way up and around the reservoir right now. And I'm going to make my way over to Seneca Village in a few moments. Well, it's a few minutes. It's going to take me a while to get there. So basically the hieroglyphics basically talk about the triumph of King Ramses and how awesome he was. And this is a big Masonic symbol here in New York City. At the base of this obelisk is a time capsule. And the only way to get the time capsule is to basically take down this obelisk. And here's what it says. Here's what it says. I'm not going to read it, so you might want to take a moment here to pause the video. But here's what it says. Upper Reservoir. Well, Bagels and Walks, here's what I'm going to do. I'm about to walk up the east side of the park. So if you want to meet me by 90th Street and the Reservoir, I'll be walking by there in a few minutes. So no need to walk down towards me. I'll walk up towards you because I'm making my way up there right now. But here it is, Cleopatra's Needle. Right there. The oldest object in all of New York City, in any New York City park. Let's begin to make our way up. We're going to go up and over the reservoir. So we're going to go up past the reservoir on the northern edge of it. But we're going to walk up the east side and then down the west side. I can now find a needle in the haystack or park. Yes, indeed. Yes, that was a very historic structure. Yes, indeed. Let's continue on up north. So now we're making our way up towards the Jacqueline Onassis Reservoir. Over here to my left-hand side is the Great Lawn. The Great Lawn where Simon and Garfunkel had their reunion, where Pope John Paul II spoke to 500,000 people, where Diana Ross performed in a thunderstorm. It all happened right here on the Great Lawn. Also our homecoming concert after COVID happened right here. I was really hoping for Barry Manilow to play We Made It Through the Rain, but instead he got drunk on CNN with Anderson Cooper. What an amazing time that was. What an amazing time that was. Yes, the Philharmonic played last month. We had fireworks. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's right. Check out the Urbanist. He's up there in Sweden right now, putting out some fantastic content out there in Europe. So everyone check out Urbanist Exploring Cities. I highly recommend Ariel, the Urbanist, as I drop bottles. Good to see you there, Travis. Welcome. Off here to my right-hand side is we have a statue of Alexander Hamilton and the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Inside the Metropolitan Museum of Art, you could find over 30,000 pieces of art, almost as many pieces of art as trees here in Central Park. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, a massive building, and the only building technically inside Central Park. Angel Garcia, I've been a licensed New York City tour guide for 10 years. Yeah, Barry Manilow played the homecoming concert. Did I say Manny? Barry Manilow. I was really hoping for him to play We Made It Through the Rain after a rainstorm. I was really hoping that Barry Manilow was going to have his Diana Ross moment playing in a thunderstorm. But then the skies opened up, it began to rain, and they canceled the concert. But you know what? I gotta admit something. Me and my mom got drunk while watching that concert on TV, and we still made it a good night after all. Oh, it was a joke. Okay, that's right, John. I appreciate that. Okay, we're making our way up north. We're about to join the main drive once again, and we're going to continue on north here. There's the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Met, right there. We're going to hang this left and continue north, and I can finally throw out my garbage. My mom is the most amazing woman in my life. Me and my mom have a good time. Antonio Carlos, bom tarde, Brazil. Good to see you from India. Mayak, welcome. An amazing museum, absolutely. I do have some fantastic women in my life, S. Fields. I'm very blessed. So now we are at 84th Street and the east side of the park. That's going by that little sign right there. And we're going to continue on north here. And actually, let's walk in the main drive here. Let's walk in the main drive. Mother love, good to see you. It is nice to see the skyline with no skyscrapers in it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, photos from around New York. That always amazes me. That entire temple is inside the museum. It's pretty cool. Really, Sunshine NYC, you were at that concert? Oh my God, that's such an amazing moment. You also came out with a recording of that beautiful memory. Awesome. A great place to relax indeed. And Janet R. with a $5 super chat. Janet, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club. You're more than welcome for the tour today, Janet. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Much, much, much appreciated. Good to see you, Arjan. Welcome. You guys are awesome today. Thank you so much, guys. We're getting my steps in before taking my express bus home. Absolutely, Sarge. Oh, my deepest condolences, Sarge, but I'm happy you got some happy memories with your mom. Always cherish those moments. If you have a good relationship with your mom, always cherish those moments. Arjan, never apologize for tuning in late. You're here now, and that's all that matters. So now we are at 85th Street right now, as we continue on north along the east side of the park. And Bernd Hendricks with a 10 euro super chat. Bernd, thank you so much for the 10 euro. Thank you so much for joining today's 5 euro club 2 times today. Much, much, much appreciated. Thank you so much. Guten Tag, Germany. Very generous of you. That's right. Everyone who's given me thumbs ups, beautiful comments, and super chats, and memberships. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. It is deeply appreciated, and I am forever grateful. So now we're getting pretty close to 5th Avenue. We are halfway along the museum mile right now. The new gallery is right over there, and we're going to come up right now to the Solomon Guggenheim Museum, coming up in a few moments. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the Dutch Moz channel. I am a licensed New York City tour guide here in New York City. My specialties are the Brooklyn Bridge, Central Park, and Coney Island. And it's always a pleasure to bring you guys here. Thank you so much, Activity 79, for being a member of the channel. Oh, is this Sean? Yay! Good to see you, Sean. Nice to meet you.
Funny when there's a little bit of a lag. I'm like, where am I going to run in?
21 seconds. It's 21 seconds between this and when you see it. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Sure, it's so funny. I have my wife watching as well.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny because we've probably been in Coney Island like 100 feet from you. And, you never figure it out.
You got to come by the Freak Bar. Come say hi at the Freak Bar. That's
We'll do it.
That's my live stream layer.
We'll do it.
Over
this is
there.
our neck of the woods. So if you're ever in the neck of the woods,
I used to actually work on 92nd
Really?
between 1st and 2nd in an edit house up there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Way back in 2002, 2003.
That's so cool.
And then when I used to be a production assistant on Law and Order. So I slept here in the park many times, sleeping with all the electrical equipment.
That's amazing.
So I got to...
We just watched the Out of Towners, the old one.
Oh, that's the good one.
Yeah, that's the good one.
That's the good one. The Out of Towners, the original is the good one.
Yeah, they sleep at the park.
That's right. That's right. And the park was crappy back then. Yeah, Sunshine, he made it. Everyone saying, hi, Sean. Hey, Sean.
Good to see you guys.
Now, this is a great example. The drives are one direction. The drives are running, and next you get cursed out in German by the Germans, you know. It is what it is.
Where are you headed today?
So now I'm just going to go up and around the northern part of the reservoir, and then back down the west side.
All right.
And then I'll make those stops all along the way.
Awesome.
So Shakespeare Garden.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Shakespeare Garden, Strawberry Fields, Tavern on the Green.
Mind if I join a bit of the
Yeah, let's do the reservoir. So this is the Solomon Guggenheim Museum, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright in 1954. And you know the trick of this building?
What's the trick of this building?
So the entire main gallery is on a spiral ramp.
Yeah.
So take the elevator to the top, walk down the ramp. You won't miss a bit of art, and you won't get tired.
Right. It was tricky during COVID because it's kind of narrow.
Yes.
Probably more than you look at it, you think it's a big.
Yeah,
place.
it's not so big. It's not so big. Oh, do we have another super chat here? Uh-oh. Did I miss a super chat, guys? Oh, no. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Buzz.
It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. Did the High Line yesterday. Went to that weird art. I was hoping to see that weird art yesterday, that thought-provoking art.
That was another one where I was right nearby. I was at Little Island. You were at the High Line?
Oh, I was on Pier 57, right next door.
You know, everybody makes fun. The city's so big. It's not that big.
No. It isn't. It isn't. I mean, you got to add Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, the Bronx, and then it's big. Hey, didn't miss anything. Oh, Lisa M is saying hello. Lisa's saying hi.
That's my wife.
That's your wife.
That's my wife.
Who
Hello,
brings?
Lisa M.
Good to see you, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Hey, all right.
That's so funny.
I've been giving tours here in the park for 10 years now. I've been at this for a while. Right over there, the Cooper Hewitt Museum of Architecture and Design. That's where Andrew Carnegie used to live. As people almost get hit by cars.
True New York fashion.
In true New York fashion. Okay, I'm gonna walk up the bridle path here. Good to see you, Lisa.
For your viewers, YouTube has it's
Uh-oh.
wonderful. It's a clip in Spanish of Marathon Man. So if you wanna
Ooh.
see what the reservoir looked like in the bad old times.
Oh.
It's so different because it's got like a chain link fence to keep.
Oh,
people from, like,
that's
dumping
the
it.
olden times.
older- the-
I vaguely remember that chain link fence. Oh my God, good to see you, Graham.
I'm sure it was for like illegal dumping or something.
Yes, no, people used to dump stuff in the reservoir, yeah. So that's why they had the chain link fence up. And the Central Park Conservancy were the folks who were like, we have to bring back the historic looking fence, so because it needs to be beautiful. And that wasn't until like the 90s.
It's so fun. Like you look at it, you're like, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, no. No. I mean, Central Park, if you look at the Central Park Conservancy website, you see some of the pictures from the 1980s, and this park was in terrible shape. This is a very complicated piece of sculpture art, of landscape art. So it's hard to imagine that every single inch of this is created and designed. But we're right here, right on the east side of the reservoir now, the Jacqueline K Onassis Reservoir. Without Jackie O, we will not have our Grand Central Station and our current landmarks preservation. And then we're right near the Jewish Museum right now. As we go up the Museum Mile. Yeah, I know, we missed the 70s in the park, John. Yeah, we missed the 70s there. It was crazy old time, dangerous time here in the park. Watch the Out-of-Towners, the original one, you get a real sense. And actually last night on this channel called Get TV, they played this episode of Kojak where there is a robbery about to happen here in Central Park. And the funny thing is that there's terrible continuity because the actual scenes that were filmed here in Central Park, which is like a slow car chase scene, was done on like this cold, rainy day with like puddles everywhere. And then when they actually get to the park scenes were filmed in Los Angeles, and it was like this beautiful sunny day. So it's like it was like you go from clouds, and that would never happen in Law and Order, people. That will never happen in Law and Order. I worked with a DP once, a director of photography once, and he was so meticulous about like the placement of a straw or a pencil or a pen, and simpler times. You remember going to concerts here in the park, Rick? Yeah. It's coming back.
It's all coming back.
It's coming back, baby. New York is back. But it's a beautiful day here in the park.
It's beautiful. Have you been to the Conservatory Garden recently?
No. Are the roses are blooming, right? They got the roses and
Those should be there. The first park has been under construction, but 2 of them are open.
Nice.
Every week you go, it's something different.
It's something different. That's the main thing. That's the wonderful thing about it. It's so it's always changing. That's the great thing about making videos here in New York, is that you could go to the same place over and over again, and it changes.
Yeah. No, I've been doing like once a month at the Botanic Garden, Brooklyn Botanic
Smart.
Garden. Every month it's different. It's
Yes.
totally different.
Totally different.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like one month you have the Daffodil Hill, and then you go a week later it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone, and
The roses.
and then you got the roses, and then you got the lavenders, and the.
It's incredible. Now this route we're on right now, the bridle path during cherry blossom.
Yeah,
season, it's like 2 weeks long.
Yeah, that's right.
2 weeks. You got to get here.
You got to get here quick. Even less. I think this year was less than that. It only lasted like about 10 days.
It's because, like, I guess at different parts of the park they blossom at different
Yes.
times. So Cherry Hill is like 1 week.
Yeah.
Pilgrim Hill is a little
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, what is it now? It's only 81, 82 degrees right now.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Not too bad out here.
The park is kind of empty today.
Well, it's always emptier up here.
Right.
That's the thing. It's always emptier here in the northern section of the park here. But whenever I leave my bicycle tour through here, it's at like usually at 9 in the morning. So I already rolled through here already with my group.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then I do this. Because thanks to all you subscribers and everyone who's a member of the channel, it's actually works out to be the same as my hourly rate for the companies I work for.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's insane. So good to see you, Norm, out there in Bangor, Pennsylvania. Good to see you, Tammy. Welcome. We're hanging out with Sean from the Bagels and Walks channel.
Hello, hello.
And do you eat bagels and walk? Right, I know you do. You walk around, but do you also eat bagels? So?
Absolutely.
You ate bagels.
I need to make it more part of the channel.
Anytime you can incorporate food, it's a good thing.
Absolutely. The city's awash in great bagels.
Yeah. Oh. Now, where do you get your bagels from?
So up here, we probably do a lot of Tall, T-A-L.
Okay.
That's a small chain. I mean, there's several of them around the city. My favorite, though, probably Essa Bagel. Really
I like Esso.
Essa's so good.
Yes.
And then if you want to go bougie, the one we like is Sadel's, which
Mm.
is like those are the guys who do like Parm and Carbone. And all
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So they made like a kind of fancy homage to Jewish delis. But what's cool about them is they bring them out on the little stick.
Oh,
like the olden days.
the old school. So those are handmade.
Those are handmade. They're
Handmade.
very small, so you get a dozen.
Nice.
Just go crazy.
Oh, that sounds so good.
But if you just come to New York and you want a bagel, go to Essa Bagel. That's the
Yeah, Esso is you can't go wrong there.
They're the size of a small melon.
That's right. If you get a flat tire, you can fix your car with it. You know, it's the antidote to any epidemic in all of New York City. It's a bagel.
Eater has a top 20 list, so that's.
Oh, Eater has a top. You hear that, folks? Eater has a top 20 list.
So
So
that's
that's a good resource to hit up.
That's a project I got to work on. And then I'll tell you if I have.
Now you live here on the Upper East Side.
Yep.
How do you feel about the Papaya King maybe closing soon?
Right? So we got to spend some more time there.
Yeah.
I'm not too surprised. We used to have a hardware store, Winkle's Hardware.
Yes.
So that just closed.
Yes. Oh
They've been
no.
there for 100 years. Glazers,
Yeah.
Glazers closed. They were there for
Holy
100 years.
cow.
So, what's crazy is they made it through 2 years of the pandemic, and maybe they just
Oh,
got
that's
tired.
awful. Well,
Glazers was like a 120-year-old Jewish bakery.
right.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
some of the characteristic things of the Upper East Side, which was like German, are beginning to, the last remnants are beginning
Right,
to go away.
begin to fade away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Isn't that sad?
Oh,
We love this neighborhood. I love it up here, but, you want certain pieces of New York
to remain.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, the almost feels like the soul of New York is beginning to disappear. And oh wow, we got a big super chat here. Who is this? Oh my goodness, DeBailey out in London with a 25-pound super chat.
Folks, the
Deb!
tenor is real.
Yes,
Like, it's experience is real.
Deb, thank you so much for the 25-pound super chat. Thank you so much for joining the $5 club 5 times today. Much appreciated. Yes, I'm a loudmouth New Yorker. It doesn't get more loudmouth than me. And there's the Bagels and Walks channel. Everyone subscribe to Sean and the Bagels and Walks channel. So we are hanging out, John, with Sean from Bagels and Walks. And we're walking the park here in the northern end of the Reservoir here in Central Park. Yeah, no BS with that super chat. Nay. But this is where we used to film for Law and Order. It was all up in this section here, the northern area of the park. We would shoot and we would film here.
Characteristic of the park, but not too many people.
Exactly. Well, we used to actually recreate some of the statues.
Oh, really? Over
For
here?
just to have them up here, and they were made out of like wood and stuff and plastic. So you got to look close, and
That's funny.
if you catch it. But my favorite story was up by the North Woods.
Yep.
I slept in a van overnight one night, and it was a 4 o'clock in the morning call in the middle of February. So it was freezing cold, snow everywhere. And Jerry Orbach, he was shooting that day, and he showed up 15 minutes early with donuts and coffee for all of us
What a
crew.
pro. What a pro.
Exactly. He was the nicest guy. Vincent D'Onofrio, not so much. I saw him have a meltdown on Central Park West at around like 90-something street. And he kept on flubbing this one tiny little line. And he just like broke down because every time he said it was like he flubbed it or a car hit a horn or something like that. Carrie, we are all characters here in New York because after all, New York is a live opera, it's a live show, continuous performances.
So one of the nice things over here, if we pop that way, is
Yeah.
the skyline.
Yeah, you get this amazing view here.
Incredible view.
Look at that. Look at this view. Oh, I live here my whole life and I never get tired of it.
Never get tired of it.
And look, you can actually see one world. Wow. We can see one world
That's amazing. Yeah.
just peeking on in there. Let's zoom in on it. Who could see One World Trade Center right there? Look at that.
6th Avenue.
Wow, right, looking right down 6th Avenue.
That's incredible.
Right, oh, so neat. And of course,
folks, this is a good spot at night.
this is a good spot at night. Get some amazing, amazing views from up here. Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I've ever noticed One World from all the way up here.
Gotta have a clear day. It's beautiful. So
Now-
up north, I mean, you're totally right. It's way less busy up here.
Yeah.
The Conservatory Garden, you get Harlem Mirror, which are beautiful. And then you get the North Woods, which are fun, but they're doing construction because they're doing the
Yes.
pools and they're doing all that stuff. So it's a little noisy over there.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, I'll go up there when I do Harlem.
Yep.
But today I'm going to do this big thing here, right? What a shot, right, guys? Very futuristic. Now, obviously, Sean, you don't like Billionaires Row Towers. What are your feelings about the middle fingers on the park, as I've heard them called in the past?
My favorite story about Billionaires Row, and you know, who knows how much of this is real or bluster or whatever, but there's this Times piece from
Yes.
angry people who live
Yes.
inside of the towers. And, you know, I think it was part of a lawsuit, so that's what I mean.
That-
by
yeah.
Who knows how much of it was real versus the little exaggerated. It was real. Basically, they say the sound of the trash coming down the trash chutes.
Oh, that's
It
beautiful. Yeah.
goes so fast
Yeah.
that you hear it echoing throughout the
It sounds like
building.
it explodes when it hits
Sounds
the
like it
bottom.
explodes. You know, there's constant plumbing issues, constant elevator issues. So, what do I feel about this? I mean, one, these are 100
Mhm.
more than half the year because they don't want to pay New York. They get to hear their trash exploding. I think.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I mean, me too. They can stay in their little pencil thin tower. So give me my little sand dune in Coney Island, and I'll be happy.
I mean, you look around, especially over here, and you see some of the iconic apartment buildings of New
Yeah.
York City, and then you look over there and you see the pencils, and you're like, one of them's going to be more memorable than the other.
Yeah. Good to see you there, Shala. And yes, it's big buildings for people with small penises. Yes. But good to see you, Shala. Brazil, bom tate Brazil. Now, see, this is in a float for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They redid this, and it's like a little ice skating rink underneath it. Name of this bridge. This might be bridge number 38, I think. There's a bridge that's literally just a number because they ran out of names, people. Good to see you, Ted.
One on around the reservoir, just like that.
Right, yeah.
Bridle path, the southern part of the bridle path.
And this is the area where the coyotes were sighted here a
really? Recently?
couple of years back. Yeah, during the pandemic, during 2020, there was a coyote up here.
I've had some monster raccoon sightings in the park.
Oh!
recently, like big ones.
So you know about the lady on the Upper West Side who used to feed the raccoons.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
And so, all right, so there was this lady that she used to feed the raccoons at the same time every day. So thus, you'll get like 50, 80 raccoons all queuing to be fed. And there was a video of her here on YouTube that was showing her feeding the raccoons, and she somehow got the video taken down. So unfortunately, this video is no longer up.
Too embarrassed.
She was too, well, people got very upset with her, and she was evidently getting like death threats from her neighbors saying, "Why are you feeding the raccoons?" So, not a big fan of raccoons? Yeah. Raccoons aren't for everyone, folks.
They get bigger than you'd think.
Yes, they're huge. They're little trash pandas. They're the little trash pandas.
The last thing I'll say about the Billionaires Row, if you ever watch any YouTubers at night,
Yes.
you will be shocked at how empty those buildings are.
Yes.
They
Yes.
really,
No,
when
it's
I
true.
say they don't live in them half the year because they don't want to pay tax, I really mean that.
No,
really
yeah, they don't. They don't. They don't. Nay, nay, nay. No, they don't want to. I mean, I just like the fact that they were forced to live in those apartments longer than like 2 weeks because of the pandemic, because they couldn't travel. And I got to visit 432 Park Avenue, and I'll never forget how the elevator doors would whistle whenever they opened and closed.
From the wind.
And from the wind, yeah. And then we saw the Tune Mass Stamper, and I'm like, I'm never going to live in this building. No way. Good to see you there, WGW, out there in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We have now transitioned over to the west side
Beautiful
of
breeze.
Central Park. We got a nice breeze.
So this part of the reservoir, maybe we peek in for a second, because
Yeah.
here you see the ducks, you see just amazing wildlife. I guess there was a heron recently.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I love about, see, this is what I love about New York, is nature and wildlife is reclaiming it.
Yeah, no, the last 2 years were so transformative. It's so funny. You would have thought like that's all it took.
Wow. Look at this view, people. Look at this view.
So maybe not right now, but sometimes along right here, and you'll see these, nature photographers with lenses that cost more than your car.
That's right. The super telephoto lenses.
Yeah, they're like as long as your arm. You're like, good for you. You must have be retired and had a nice life. This is one of my favorite spots, just kind of along here.
Yeah.
You get the view.
Oh.
You can see the Guggenheim. You can see 59th Street. You can see the apartments along Central Park.
The
West.
beautiful El Dorado right there.
And then when you look out, you can see a lot of wildlife around here. They're mostly over there. The fountain's been off for a while.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, the fountain's been off now for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but
I don't know why.
it is what it is.
But it's gorgeous over here now.
Yeah. No, this is wonderful. I mean, this is like a picture postcard here. It's the most New York City is amazing, guys. Absolutely. I mean, you just look at this view here, and again, it's hard to imagine every single thing you see here is man-made. It's not nature. They didn't just put a fence around nature. This is the part of the Croton Aquifer system right here. This actually predates the park, built in 1811. And this used to supply all of Manhattan Island with fresh drinking water, but now it only supplies the park with all of its water features. But if we had to employ this to be used for the rest of Manhattan Island in case we had a disaster with our water system, the scientists and mathematicians have guesstimated that this will last Manhattan Island about 6 hours.
Is that right?
So yes, about 6 hours, and then this is all gone. So we're thirsty people here in New York City, especially on the hot days. Oh, look at that view right there. Got beautiful puffy clouds here. No chance for rain until later on tonight.
Beautiful.
So I do want to try to get to the beach tomorrow morning, but I don't think it's gonna be able to get to the Rockaways tomorrow morning, but whatever. It is what it is. We'll get some more hot days. Summer's still going on. And yeah. Amazing wildlife here. Just amazing views here. Gotta water that lawn. Good to see you, Betty, out there in the great state of California. Right, we take long showers here in New York. That's right. Yes, the fountain in the reservoir is needed to add air and O2 for the fishes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, send it out to California. I know you guys in California are having a major drought out there, so save some water. And we'll walk down along here.
Beautiful.
We'll take this in.
As good as it gets.
It is. I mean, once you live in New York, have you lived anywhere else other than New York, or?
Yeah, I'm from Texas.
You're from
actually, but I've been
Texas.
here since 2004.
Oh, nice. All right. So yeah, I could officially call Sean a real New Yorker. He's lived here at least 5 years. That's the rule. Got to live here. I think as a lifelong New Yorker, you will experience everything that is to be a New Yorker within 5 years. But you didn't experience the blackout. That was a lot of fun.
The blackout. I could not imagine what that must have been.
Everyone was like, "We have to get beer. You need drink." It was a full moon that night.
Perfect.
So it
Like,
was
just perfect.
It was like epic.
We had a fire once. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Good.
Fine, but we did once walk up 27 flights of
Ooh,
stairs.
oh, you live in a tall building?
This was
Oh.
a different building at the time, but
Okay.
yeah, we had to walk up. I never want to do that again.
No, no. That's my rule. That's me and my wife's rule, is that we only live in like small little like 100-year-old buildings, and we don't want to deal with elevators and stuff like that.
That's a real New York challenge.
Yeah. Oh man.
Pros and cons.
Yes, indeed. But you get a good view.
Get a good view.
You got a good read. I'll see you later, Rick. Thank you so much for hanging on out. We're making our way down the west side now. Taking a wonderful tour here at Central Park today. Wow.
The bridle path over here.
Yeah, this is where the cherry
This
blossoms
is
are
where-
like gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like fairy tale.
Yeah, this is the view right here. And we came here through the springtime. Well, we'll be back here when it gets
Well,
springtime
that's the
again.
fun. It'll be different throughout the year.
That's right. Yeah, we'll go down the bridle path now. This is where I make one of my stops for my bicycle tours right here. And I talk about the El Dorado where Moby, Bono, Tuesday Weld used to live.
If you want to dress on Central Park West, is that your building?
If I had it's either going to be the El Dorado or the San Remo. So both designed by Emery Roth. But maybe 55 Central Park West, the Ghostbusters building, will be nice to live in too. So, but anything along the west side, I hate to say this, but I'm not a big fan of the east side.
They're not as, except for some of the museums,
Right.
which are former mansions in many cases.
Exactly.
They're not as distinctive.
No. No. Good to see you, Selma. Welcome. We're walking Central Park here. We're now walking down south along the west side of the park. We're at about 90th Street now, just passing the El Dorado apartments right there.
They've been doing a lot of construction too.
Yeah, a lot of buildings I've noticed. They put scaffolding up on the Dakota again. It's like, what the hell? But they're always doing something here. Remember that when there's no scaffolding in New York City, it's probably the end of Western civilization. Oh, it's like a little,
Yeah.
oh, this is something I didn't see. This is something I've never walked down before. See? The Arthorpe is fantastic.
Very comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, and it's really soft. Yeah. Oh, it's good for running and yeah. Oh, wow. Before.
This is for the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, this is the walk for the cherry blossom.
Totally white. Beautiful.
We'll get it again.
Look at it.
We will definitely get it again. It will be back. Oh, never done Riverside Park.
They just did the releasing of the goat. Natural landscape. Like this. Riverside is beautiful and it has that old style.
Yeah, I got to do Grant's Tomb and all that.
Yeah, you would love it up there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it doesn't really matter which end you start at, but if you start at the south end and go north, it sort of seems to get older as you go.
Right.
And when you 25th,
Right.
you know, like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's
It's all a movie set, folks.
all a movie set.
Yeah, I've actually done the east side one day. I went from up here down along the East River to the ferry.
Yep.
Then I took the ferry into Long Island City. So we kind of went down the river that way. But I have yet to do Riverside Park, so now I have to do Riverside Park.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in Yoko's neighborhood, kind of. Yoko kind of rambles about more down towards Strawberry Fields. And there's a wonderful little path here. I'm loving this path here.
Amazing.
And
It's a quiet day here today.
yeah. And considering how many tourists are in town. So Sienna says is a mask still a must. Now, I don't necessarily wear a mask outside, but I see Sean's wearing a mask. Do you feel just more comfortable with a mask outside, or?
So my wife is pregnant.
Oh, that's it, folks. I think Sean just said it in a few words there. His wife is pregnant. If my wife is pregnant, yes, I will be wearing a mask too outside.
It's a good question. I mean, New York is a funny place because it started so bad here.
Right.
So I think there's a little bit of connection to that some folks still have. It's a lot better, especially, if you've gone through everything. But yeah, we're just
be cautious for the child. And I don't blame you one bit.
And we've kind of lucked out. I mean, there's outdoor dining. There's so much stuff you can do quite easily. So New York it's a good setup for everybody.
Right. And I mean, it was scary for a little minute there. It was scary, but you know, just like everything in New York, we take a licking, but we keep on ticking.
I mean, I would say New York. I walked 8th Avenue the other day, and you would have thought nothing had changed.
Right. Everything's back to normal.
Thousands and thousands of people.
The tourism is definitely back. I mean, I'm getting quite busy.
Yeah, they just said Times Square was busier than pre-pandemic.
Yeah, I think so. It's getting back, and absolutely, Lisa. Yes, keeping you and Mini Bagel safe. Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Lisa. All right. Mini Bagel's out there watching. It only counts as one view for you, but
No.
I assure you have 2 viewers.
I appreciate that.
I'll leave you up
So-
here, but well, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view right here.
All the birds.
I wish there's usually like a jazz band playing here.
Yeah, right over here. Sometimes over near in between the Great Lawn and the Drive. But you have the pine trees here.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. You're heading to.
I'm gonna head now to Seneca Village now, which is right here.
Yeah, perfect.
See some of the placards here along
Amazing.
Seneca Village. Sean,
Lovely to meet you.
lovely to meet you too. Come down to Coney. We'll have a beer. All right.
Make it out to Coney. Thanks for having me.
All
on
right.
The stream and the chat.
Everyone follow Bagels and Walks.
Everybody, leave a few bucks.
And absolutely. I'll see you later, Sean. Have a good one, man.
Have a great New York one.
Have a great New York day. There he is. Sean from Bagels and Walks, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. You're more than welcome there, Bill. I'm doing the walking for you, so just walk along the treadmill along with me. And we will all get through this together. But now we're going to make our way in to Seneca Village. We got to walk right down over through now. We're at West 86th Street now. Absolutely, yeah, great, nice guy. If you come into the chat with good energy, I have no problem meeting up with you. There it is. Thank you so much, Nipple, for throwing that link in the chat. But this is Seneca Village. You're going to see some little markings here, and this shows all the prominent buildings here. And absolutely, Sean, it was great. Sean's right over there. Hey, it was fun. It was fun, Sean. We gotta get together for some beers in Coney Island. But now let's walk into Seneca Village. So here, we're just north of, we're at 86th Street around, and the west side of the park. And this was one of the largest concentrations of where people lived before the park was built. Good to see you, Jessica. Oh, awesome. Jessica and Jessica's mom, you're more than welcome for making your day. I do the walking for you and your mom, Jessica. Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning on in. But right here, this is the home of Andrew Williams right here. And as you see, right here, we actually have, this is the streets, and then these are the lots. But it gives you an idea of who lived up here. Seneca Village was the largest free African-American settlement in the United States at the time. People began moving up here as early as the 18-teens, but 1825 to 1850 was the main heyday of this area. Roughly 1,500 people used to live up here in this area, and this was the center of the village right here. When Seneca Village first started coming together, the reservoir that we just saw, so the reservoir right back over there, that cuts the community in half at first. But then when Central Park comes into being, the entire community was completely erased from the map. In 2004, we did do an archaeological dig to see if anything is left of Seneca Village, and unfortunately, nothing is left from Seneca Village. Let's go to the town center. It's right up here. There's a nice little kiosk here which tells you about the history of Seneca Village and this area here. And I'm gonna have to find something to drink because I am getting parched. Now look, right here, we have an idea about the gardens. So this is like Summit Rock, where we're going to go to next. And then these little squares and rectangles here, these are all the buildings that were built here in Seneca Village. And then buildings will look kind of like this. Now, this is not an actual building in Seneca Village, but they kind of look like this. Kind of small wooden structures here. But this is what it was like up here before the park was built. Unfortunately, in the New York City press, they lied quite a bit talking about the people who used to live here. They said that there were squatters on the land. That was hardly the truth. These people paid taxes. These people owned the land. And more importantly, because these African Americans, these free African American men owned property, they also had the right to vote. So they were quite a large voting bloc. But here is the African Union Church. Was roughly in this spot right here. Next to the church was a small primary school. The colored school number 3, based on the census records, a comparatively high percentage of African American families in Seneca Village sent their children to school. Although little is known about this church and school, they represent an important role of the African American institutions establishing Seneca Village as an autonomous community. But this was like really cool. It was a really big deal here. And by the way, if you want to get more information about Seneca Village, go to centralpark.org, centralparknyc.org/Seneca Village for more information about this. And it's fascinating history. It really is some fascinating history right here. And I'm happy that they have kept these signage boards up here to let people know about what it was like. So right here, this is a great map here. We're going to see an overlay of the modern map onto Seneca Village. So this kiosk is right here, and then we have the buildings here of Seneca Village built in the grid plan. So this grid plan was created in 1811, but then obviously this was all changed when the park came into being. But this is all Seneca Village right here. These are all the plots of land that were sold and some of the structures that resided here within the park here. But it's pretty amazing. And here's a picture of the archaeological dig. Here's a 2011 archaeological dig. But these are the kind of artifacts they found. Little tiny bits and pieces of nothing, you know? I mean, there's really nothing left of the community here. But this is a great kiosk here, which tells you about the history here. There's even a great timeline here that shows you what happened here and when. So you see, as early as 1815, John Randall Jr. begins surveying this area. The New York State passes a gradual emancipation law in 1817. Then it becomes truly free on July 4th, 1827. And then, as you see, people begin purchasing land up here. And unfortunately, it doesn't last too long. I mean, it does not last too long, but John Jones, that's very disrespectful, man. COVID is real, and I don't know what else to tell you. So I have no issues with people wearing masks in order to keep their newborn children safe. So I'm sorry, John, that's very disrespectful, and I really don't appreciate comments like that. No, nobody actually lives in Central Park, Gary. So here is a great illustration of Upper Manhattan. This will be the East River. This is the Hudson River, the Bloomingdale Road, which is today Broadway, and then possibly a church here, which today is Seneca Village. And then here's a receiving reservoir for the Croton Aquifer system, and that's this right here. 1864, as you see, this is what it looked like in 1864. Today, this is the Great Lawn, and then this is the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir. This is still here today. You know, unfortunately, COVID has become a politicized matter, and it's a shame because this is the reason why people are still getting sick, people are still dying today. But that's all I'm going to leave it as, guys, so there it is. Thank you so much, S. Fields. Anyway, They did an archaeological dig of the Wilson household right here. And here's the archaeological dig for that. And here's what it looked like. Pretty neat. And then here's some of the artifacts they found here. Pretty amazing history that just kind of hangs out. We're now going to go up to Summit Rock right now, which is the second highest natural glaze of land here on the island of Manhattan. We're beginning to make our way south along the west side of the park right now. After Seneca Village, we're going to make our way over to the Shakespeare Garden and see some beautiful plants in the Shakespeare Garden. And then after that, I think we got strawberry fields after that. We're getting our steps in this afternoon here in Central Park. And eventually, once I see a hot dog vendor here, I'm going to grab myself a drink. Yeah, 1851, Japan was still samurai country, yeah. That's pretty amazing, right? 1851, samurai are still roaming Japan. So now we're making our way up Summit Rock right now. You got it, Zito. Our hot dog's more expensive in Central Park than Nathan's. Max, no. Nathan's are way more expensive than Central Park. Central Park hot dogs average about $3, and Nathan's is about $5. Yeah, Nathan's is more expensive. But also, the difference also is that Central Park hot dogs are boiled. Nathan's hot dogs are, they're what, fried? I don't know. They're grilled. Sorry, they're grilled. You was getting your hair cut. It's okay, Arjan. There you go, Nibble. Yes, indeed. We're getting our steps in today. Yeah, Nathan's is, you get horrible service. Here's the trick. If you want Nathan's without the wait, go to Dino's Wonder Wheel Park, and just underneath the Wonder Wheel, there is a Nathan's kiosk where you get Nathan's hot dogs. Yeah, they're grilled, yes. So here's Summit Rock, right here. Here's what it looked like in 1856 when the park started coming together. And you can see all the little structures here in the park. So this is the highest elevation in Central Park and a prominent feature of Seneca Village landscape. It's 142 feet above sea level. Yeah, the secret's out, John. And so pretty neat. Welcome to Summit Rock, everyone. Now gonna begin to make our way down off the hill, and you can see some of the rock here. Some of the rock here. Oh, sorry to hear that, Gary. Yeah, William, I love Prospect Park and Central Park. I love all the parks if you haven't figured it out on this YouTube channel. And in the near future, we're going to be visiting a park up in the Bronx that, guess what? Nobody has live streamed ever. Nobody. I looked it up last night and I am quite shocked. I'm not going to give away the name of the park because I know if I give away the name of the park, everyone's going to start live streaming from there. So stay tuned because in a few days, we are going to go to this park up in the Bronx, and it's a beautiful, beautiful park. Good to see you, Audrey. Native Americans were a part of the Summit area. Yes, indeed, they're Audrey. And what are the biggest parks in New York City? Well, here's a breakdown of them. Pelham Bay Park at 2,765 acres is the largest park in New York City. And there is a breakdown of all the parks here in New York. Now I'm waiting for these tourists. There was a group of tourists here who kept on staring at me. There's no doubt I look like a freak walking around talking to myself into this phone here. So yeah, I think I've given myself enough space away from these tourists. So we're gonna keep on walking here. But yes, yeah, exactly. Another Dutch Miles exclusive coming up soon. So the park does have some creeks, Audrey. The only natural creek and water body that is fed by a spring is here in Central Park. It's called Montaigne's Rivulet, and that feeds into the Harlem Mere, and that is the last natural spring that feeds into a large body of water here on Manhattan Island. Montaigne's Rivulet used to originally go all the way down to the Harlem River, and it still does go all the way down to the Harlem River, but all underground. Please say the Bronx one more time. There it is, the Bronx. The Bronx, named after Jonah Bronk, a Dutch person who had a farm up there. And they simply called that area the Bronx, because that's where you were going. The Bronx, the boogie down, where J-Lo comes from. There you go, Kathy. I say the Bronx with a Brooklyn accent. All right, we're now making our way off Summit Rock, coming back down. So Jenny is from the Bronx. Yes, she is. She used to live near this number 6 train. And I don't know exactly what neighborhood J-Lo is from because I keep on forgetting it. So please feel free to throw it in the chat what neighborhood J-Lo Jennifer Lopez is from. Colin, is Central Park open 24 hours? Technically, it's not. Central Park closes at 1 o'clock in the morning, but there is no way, it's impossible to close something this large. So you can enter Central Park in the middle of the night, but I don't recommend it, especially if you're out here live streaming with a whole bunch of live stream material. Not exactly the safest place to be in the middle of the night. Enwood Park had a natural spring, maybe Fort Tryon actually. It could be there, Zito, yes. It could be, yeah, but I don't think it's visible. I don't think that natural spring is visible anymore. But I gave you a good trip there, Mi-chan. Awesome. Yeah, the spring may not be visible. I know Montaigne's Rivulet, it goes into the Harlem Mere, and that's quite a large body of water there. But it could be also man-made or man-altered also. But there used to be lots of little streams and creeks. There's actually a little stream and creek directly underneath the Empire State Building. Castle Hill is Jenny from the blog. There you go, Castle Hill in Queens. Oh, it's in the woods between them. Oh, okay, Zito. I gotta look into that, Zito. But yeah, a lot of natural springs here on Manhattan Island are all underground. Let's make our way. Oh yeah, we could go underneath. Let's do that. Let's go underneath. Because we're gonna make our way right now. Oh, let's go over the top. To heck with this. Let's make our way over to Shakespeare Garden. Let's make our way over to Shakespeare Garden and see Shakespeare Garden. That street, this is the main drive of Central Park, and it's been closed up to motor traffic for a few years now. Yeah, broken water pipe. But you were 9 when you found it. Okay, awesome. So far, I've walked about 15,000 steps. Must be difficult to keep up walking with me. It could be. Jenny lived near the Castle Hill Library. Oh, good to know. Yep, they used to have to pump water from the Empire State Building basement. Yeah. Yeah, there's like a spring directly or a stream directly underneath it. All of Manhattan Island used to be like that. It used to be like little rocky bogs and streams and stuff like that. But look at this beautiful day here in New York. It's warm though. And I see just up ahead, I see a hot dog vendor. And that's a beautiful thing because I'm gonna get myself something to drink. It is beautiful. Shakespeare would be surprised by many bikes. Also, Frederick Lahr Olmsted and Calvert Vaux will be having a heart attack if they saw this many people jogging and rollerblading and riding a bike here, because that is not historically accurate. Holding hands with your lover and kissing while staring at the birds, that is historically accurate here in Central Park. Yes, yeah, most New Yorkers are pretty strong walkers compared to the rest of the country. When I'm working, especially doing walking tours, I literally average probably 25,000 steps a day. Am I saying that the only way to get to this park is by walking or riding a bike? No, you could jog, you could rollerblade, you could be on a scooter. That's all perfectly fine. But walking is better than yogging, with a silent J, yogging. All right, so I see this hot dog vendor here. I'm gonna get myself a Gatorade here. Oh, just cars. Oh yeah, cars are not allowed inside Central Park. You could take a car to get here to the park, but you can't drive around the park in a car. And Kathy Klein with a $20 super chat. Kathy, thank you so much for the big $20. Can I say the Bronx as the Bronx? I can't say it like Donald Duck. I'm sorry, I can't say it like Donald Duck. The Bronx. I can't do it, Kathy Klein. But Kathy, thank you so much for the big $20 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $5 club 4 times today. Much, much, much appreciated. All right, time to get myself a Gatorade, and we're gonna take a quick moment here to take a quick break. And I gotta thank my guests who tipped me today. My guests tipped me good today, boy. I made some nice tips today on my tour. So I gotta break $20 bills over here today, which is a fabulous thing to have to deal with. But let's get a Gatorade here. Hey man, can I get a red Gatorade, please? Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's take a sip of this drink here because I am thirsty as all heck right now. All right. So this is a very infamous intersection right about here. Yeah, no grape soda, Kathy. Sorry, I'm not going to be all high off of grape soda. I need to actually hydrate here and not get all wacky off of grape soda. You also want to ride a bike in Central Park? It's fun to ride a bike in Central Park. You can come on one of my bicycle tours. Yep, $4 for a Gatorade. Yes, indeed. I should have stocked up on the Gatorade before I started the tour. All right, so right here is a very infamous intersection because right here is where Bono from U2 had his really bad bicycle accident. It was literally right here. And I'm going to show you how far Bono from U2 tumbled. It literally happens right here. Now, a lot of the time when the park is very crowded, they actually set up barricades right here along this double white line. And on this day, these barricades were set up right here. So the bike lane was kind of forced over here to the right-hand side. And then what happened was that there was a jogger running on this side of the fence here. He or she, we don't know if it was a man or a woman, they kind of ran out into the lane. Bono was coming down, like that cyclist was right there at a very fast speed. And Bono went to avoid this jogger, and he kind of basically ate it. He twisted his handlebars a little bit too hard, and beginning at this Johnny pump right here, at this fire hydrant right here. He basically tumbled with his bike. So if you can imagine going this fast, he tumbles with his bike. Unfortunately, his bike, he was clipped into his bike, and he stayed clipped into his bike, and he tumbled from here. He tumbled, 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 all the way down to this tree right here. In doing so, he punctured a lung, he broke a wrist, he broke his ankle, he fractured his eye socket. And the only reason why I know he fell this long distance is because I came through here with the bike tour right after his accident. I actually got to see him being put into an ambulance, and all of the debris from his bike was from that fire hydrant, or that Johnny pump, as a real New Yorker would say, from there all the way down to here. And it was a pretty bad accident. We were actually worried that Bono would never be able to perform ever again or play the guitar. But about 9 months later, U2 and Bono, they performed inside of the 34th Street subway station. And it's an amazing, amazing video that you can watch here on YouTube. They dress up as like Hasidim, and then they take off their costumes, and next thing you know, they're Bono. And it's U2 performing in 34th Street. It was amazing. Haven't heard Johnny Pump since forever. Yeah, you know, photos from around New York, whenever I forget certain words or phrases, I tend to use like the olden school ones. So, yeah, Johnny Pump. Off to my left-hand side is the Swedish Cottage. The Swedish Cottage is a prefabricated schoolhouse built for the Philadelphia Exposition of 1867. Frederick Lahr Olmsted stole this building at the exposition at the World's Fair, and he immediately had to buy it and place it here in Central Park. Today, this is the home of the New York City Parks Department's puppetry division, also known as the Marionette Puppet Theater. They perform puppet shows for children all across New York City and here in this historic building. Exactly, he got stuck in the moment and hurt badly. But now it's time to enter Shakespeare Garden. One of my favorite places here in Central Park. I see all the beautiful plantings here. The beautiful, beautiful plantings here in Shakespeare Garden. Ooh, it smells wonderful in here, guys. Oh my goodness. This is Shakespeare Garden right here. So all these plants reference various Shakespeare plays right here. And all the roses are gone. We have other plants out now. We have other plants here of all different sites and sorts. Yeah, pretty nice, huh, guys?
C'est sa tombe. C'est son jardin. Shakespeare, c'était comme ça.
All right. Well, it is 3:21. We have been on the live stream now for about 2.5 hours. And we got, don't you love the ferns? Me too. As we continue on, our next big landmark is going to be Strawberry Fields is coming up next. Let's continue on south down the west side of Central Park. Do you like this nonsense? Make sure you hit that like button. It helps me out tremendously. It helps me out tremendously in the YouTube algorithm. So if you like what you're watching, subscribe for more exciting adventures here in New York City. And like I said, next week I will live stream something that nobody has live streamed ever in the Bronx. We did the waterfall, and I'm surprised nobody has live streamed the waterfall yet up in the Bronx. Yes, oh, the FYI, lots of geese near the ladies' pavilion. Bagels and Walks. Sean, thank you so much for letting me know. Everyone follow Bagels and Walks. A lovely channel. And Sean just giving us the heads up that there's lots of geese by the ladies' pavilion. So let's wander on down to the ladies' pavilion. It's just down the road from here. So that's where we're gonna head to next. And yes, coming up to Strawberry Fields in honor of John Lennon. And it's coming up in a few moments. Let's make our way down to the ladies' pavilion. And there's the link. Thank you so much, Nebul. But you guys have been very kind with the super chats. I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are definitely legends today. So now we're just at about West 87th Street right now, on the west side of the park. Oh, thank you so much, Zito. Never a dull moment here on the Dutch Moss channel. We got fireworks tomorrow night. We have fireworks tomorrow night beginning at 9 o'clock. We will be live from Coney Island. And I think I'm going to get in touch with crazy Coney Island kids so we could ride the Phoenix after the fireworks, I think, tomorrow night. I think we're gonna have to do that tomorrow night. Oh, thank you so much, Deb. I appreciate that. Deb, thank you for your super chats. I try to give you guys, decent content. The Twin Towers of the San Remo apartments right up there. Demi Moore, Bruce Willis used to live in there. Barry Manilow used to sublet to Raquel Welch. Steve Martin and Steven Spielberg have apartments in there. Pretty amazing. Yeah, fireworks in Coney, right? Is it Friday already? We had a lot of fireworks on this channel as of late. But tomorrow is a very special day because tomorrow will be the 80th Fireworks Friday on this YouTube channel. 80. That'll be the 80th Fireworks Friday. Yeah, more crazy Coney Island kid, you got it. Right, sounds like a plan for Friday? Good. Yes, we're gonna ride the flying chair tomorrow night. We're gonna do this, that, and the other tomorrow night. Yeah, some people keep on, I've been recently accused of copying one other YouTuber who's been showing the fireworks in Coney Island also. And I'm like, how can I be copying somebody when I've been doing it for 12 years? But tomorrow is going to be the 80th Fireworks Friday on this YouTube channel. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, Me-chan. Oh, Paula, always something different here in Central Park. Always something new to see here in Central Park. It always changes. No 2 days are alike here in Central Park, and that's the amazing thing. But we're now just near the San Remo apartments now, making our way down to the ladies' pavilion. Let's see if we can see some geese down here by the ladies' pavilion. Can I copy someone that copies me? Is that a valid argument? It is a valid argument, but is it really an argument? Good to see you, Susan. Hope you're doing well. That's right, Sarge Tech. Often imitated, but never duplicated. Anyway, people have been DMing me on Instagram saying that I've been copying this one other particular New York City live streamer, and I'm like, how can I be imitating this other person when I've been showing the Fireworks Friday since 2010? I mean, and the person keeps sending me messages over and over and over again. Rather rude messages, might I add. But you can't copy someone when showing something iconic, general interest that relates to my channel's POV. Exactly, S. Fields, yes. And I'm also not going up to random people and like shoving the camera in their face and like asking them random questions. I mean, that's one thing I do not do on this channel. So, but yeah, 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. I have Fireworks Fridays going all the way back to 2010. All right, so here we are. We're at the ladies' pavilion. Let's see, we got some geese around here. I can't stand those people too, Nibble. Let's see. Let's see if we got some geese around here. Oh, S Fields, I know. So much work to do today. For those from around New York, I'm glad I'm like a nice distraction while you work. I hope it's working. And I still got at least another hour to go here in the park. Miss J. Payne, good to see you. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Want to say hello to your 48 viewers. There you go. There you go, Dave. Yeah, that's one of my classic live streams right there. All right. Let's see what's cooking down here. Let's see what's cooking. Look at this view down here. Wow. Look at this view, guys. Yeah, some people just don't get it, Zito. Some people just don't get it. Look at this view, people. Wow. What an amazing view here of the western end of, wow, look at all the turtles. Look at all the little turtles. There's so many. Now remember, these are embittered New York City turtles, so I do not recommend petting the turtles. They live rough lives here in Central Park. But there's a whole mess of them over here. Wow. Amazing. Some people can be just rude, absolutely, Michelle. Yeah, so Times Square streamers copy each other every day? Pretty much, S Fields. I mean, pretty much. I mean, they all have their own little angle on the Petri dish. But, you know. That's why I stay far away from it. All right, let's see. Let's see this outcropping of rock over here before our next big landscape is going to be Strawberry Fields coming up in a few moments here. Yeah, you avoid Times Square like the plague? Me too. I only have one reason to go to Central Park. I mean, to Times Square. And that's one of the companies I work for. That's where their offices are. So I go there to collect a paycheck, and that's about it. Ooh, we got a little rat. Oh, what a cutie. Little, ladies and gentlemen, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse here in Central Park. All right. Here we are. A wonderful view here. Everyone hanging out up here on the rock, and then we got the city right there, people. Wow. There you go, Carrie. I could skip the Krispy Kreme factory. I'm more of a Dunkin' Donuts kind of guy. I mean, it's hard to imagine this is New York City, but it is. Wow, this is a little sketchy. Oh God, oh, that's scary. I don't want kids falling off of rocks. I don't want kids falling off of rocks. Oh, I'm having a heart attack right now. I am legit having a heart attack. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, it's all man-made, Nebul. It's all man-made. Never had Krispy Kreme? Darren, you're not missing much. Basically just like a glazed donut. Yeah, I prefer Dunkin' Donuts myself. Boy, it is. Tell you, getting my steps in today, that's for sure. Ooh, look at all the geese. Here are the geese. Here are the geese that Sean was telling us about. They're just hanging out. Wow, it's dinner time for these guys. Exactly. Krispy Kreme is all air, right, guys? Am I right, geese? Krispy Kreme is all air, right? I think so, right, guys? There's that one. That one guy is giving me the stink eye right there. So let me keep moving. Let me keep moving. Really, £5 for 4 donuts? That's a good deal. That is a good deal. All right, we're now going to make our way up the hill and make our way into Strawberry Fields. Got to walk a little bit slower now because my ankle is starting to bark. Good thing I'm wearing my ankle brace today. There's not a French equivalent to Dunkin' Donuts. La Rouge des Dunkin'. Ouais? Les Dunkin'. Ouais? Les donuts des Dunkin'. All right, nothing. Oh, I would figure out any place in this world that will have a knockoff Dunkin' Donuts. It will be France. All right, let's wait for this traffic to pass here before crossing the way here. All right. Let's make our way up into Strawberry Fields, ladies and gentlemen. Coffee and donuts, yeah. Yeah, it's like $6 for 4. I mean, here in New York, to get a half a dozen donuts, get 6 donuts, it's like $8. It's expensive. I mean, considering, you know, it's like $8 for like a half a dozen donuts. I remember when a half dozen donuts was $5 for a time, but that was like a long time ago. Getting a really good workout walking up this hill right now. Yeah, Northern Ireland prices don't look too bad, no. That's a pretty good deal. Good to see you, Sally Sipico. Welcome. A beignet. Yeah, a beignet would be the closest thing to a donut. And I'm probably saying beignet in a very Brooklyn accent. Beignet, we got beignets over there. Hey, you like the beignets? Eh? Them French things, eh? They call beignets. Yeah, Sally, it is hot out here. It is hot out here, Sally. Oh, wow. That's good to know, Darren. Okay. Well, here we are. West 72nd Street. And do we have a wedding happening here? Or we just have some very wealthy people hanging out? Oh. What's going on here? I think we have some kind of wedding happening here. Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. No, you cannot drive a golf cart here. You have to work for the Central Park Conservancy if you want to drive a golf cart around. But right here, I will soak the tootsies when I get home. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the Dakota Apartments. The Dakota at 1 West 72nd Street is as old as the Brooklyn Bridge, completed in 1884. Many famous people have lived in there, like Leonard Bernstein and Lauren Bacall. But of course, the most famous residents are John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Yoko still owns the apartment, which is right about there at the black railing. Each floor has 4 apartments. And between 1973 and 1977, John Lennon and Yoko Ono bought the 2 neighboring apartments on the 8th floor, thus creating a 40-room apartment. Get pedicabs, horse, walk, or bike here in Central Park. Correct. But of course, let's check out the Imagine Mosaic. The Imagine Mosaic opened up officially as the Imagine Mosaic on John Lennon's 45th birthday on October 9th, 1985. The Imagine Mosaic used to feature 18 strawberry bushes from all around the world. But unfortunately, the little birds here in Central Park like to eat the berries, and strawberry bushes do not last very good in our cold New York City winters. So what does survive and linger on is, of course, the Imagine Mosaic. The Imagine Mosaic is a gift from the city of Naples to the city of New York. The simple black and white tiles create a beautiful mosaic that says Imagine. And the black and white tiles are made from clay from Mount Vesuvius at Pompeii. So what they're doing to the Dakota right now is they're cleaning the facade of the building. The building is landmarked, so they always have to clean the facade from time to time to keep it looking really good. But imagine the property taxes, right? Now look, we got some kind of wedding happening here, or maybe these are some of the Central Park Conservancy folks. Don't know who these people are, but as the horses come around. All right, let's get into Strawberry Fields here and check out the Imagine Mosaic. The Strawberry Fields here in Central Park is recognized as an international peace garden by 151 countries from all around the world. And I'll show you the dedication plaque in a moment. But first, let's enjoy the sights and the sounds around the Imagine Mosaic. Here we go. Wow, we got Strawberry Fields is at peak tourism mode right now. The Dakota is an amazing building, Caroline. The building is landmarked. It was opened up in 1884, and my favorite fact about the Dakota is that all the original gaslight still works in the building. It's pretty amazing. So here is a dedication plaque for Strawberry Fields. Check out some of those countries on the list, because some of these countries do not exist anymore. Here it is. Here it is. But yes, the Imagine Mosaic is in peak tourism mode at the moment. All right, what we're gonna do now is make our way back across West 72nd Street. We're gonna make our way back towards the Angel of the Waters and the mall. And then we're gonna make our way over to Balto, the sled dog, coming up next. The gaslight outside of Dakota is all original, still works, but the gaslight inside of Dakota also still works. It's pretty amazing. So now we're going to make our way across West 72nd Street. We're now going to walk. We're now walking east from the west side into the middle of the park. More than welcome for that info there, Caroline. Now we're walking across the crosstown traverse here. Good to see you, New Jersey 785. Welcome. Question: Is that art exhibit we visited yesterday along the High Line with the sketchy stairs at 19th Street, NJ? 19th Street. 519 19th Street was that art exhibit we saw yesterday, and it's absolutely free to visit. And be careful of that step between the galleries. I almost took a tumble yesterday, but I watched the replay. I'm like, oh, okay, you can't tell. You can't tell that I stumbled down a step. I was all like enamored by the art. And yeah, Caroline, I wish they had a video tour of the Dakota, but the only film to ever be filmed inside of Dakota is the movie Rosemary's Baby. Across the street, one of my favorite statues with one of my favorite stories, the Falconeer. The beautiful Falconeer, created in 1918. And the story behind this statue is not very historic. It's just basically that there was an artist. He said he has a statue and he think it will look really cool on that rock. And he wanted to donate it to Central Park. And they were like, sure, you can donate it to the park. And there you go. The Falconeer, everybody. His arm fell off in the 1960s. He's kind of a hollow kind of statue there. But pretty cool. The Falconeer. Now I have to be very careful making my way around the park now because I will accumulate audience. So you want me to zoom in on that? Hold on. Let me zoom in on that. Let me zoom all the way in using the super zoom. The arm holding the falcon fell off. It was in terrible shape in the 1960s, and they luckily restored the whole thing. Then it got cleaned up fairly recently, I believe back in 2007, when they cleaned up the whole area of Bethesda Terrace. Oh, really, Caroline? I'm going to have to check that out, Caroline. I'm going to have to check that out. Let's continue on. Up this way here is Cherry Hill and the Not Friends Fountain. And we're now making our way back towards Bethesda Terrace. We'll get one more view of our Angel of the Waters before making our way back down the mall. Then we're going to hang a left-hand turn and we're going to go say hello to Balto, the sled dog. Very cool statue indeed. Wow, showed her apartment and showed the door. Wow, that's pretty cool there, Caroline. Very cool statue indeed. Good to see you, Trisha. Welcome. Good to see you, Alibaba. Welcome. The towers of Billionaires Row off here to my right-hand side. Look at that view. It's like beautiful. It's perfectly framed. A perfectly framed shot right there. As we make our way back towards Bethesda Terrace. And the Angel of the Waters fountain. Do they still have the horse buggies? I think we're still... I think these horse carriages here, I think we still do. I mean, you're seeing them right here. All right, would you consider this a horse buggy or a carriage, ladies and gentlemen? Because carriage rides are still a thing here in Central Park. Ah, it's called Fetch the Dog online. Okay, I will check that out. Caroline, thank you so much for the information. Oh, Rusty. Ah, you see now. There you go there, William. Oh yeah, we're in peak. That is not the Friends fountain you're about to see. That is not the Friends fountain. The Friends fountain is in Los Angeles. Ooh, do I hate that song. Oh, I hate that song. Okay. Here, once again, the Angel of the Waters fountain. Skyscraper Junkie, good to see you. Thank you for enjoying my videos. Here's our, once again, oh, they got the statue, the living statue is out. This guy here is great. Yes, only horses and pedicabs are allowed here in the park due to all the traffic accidents here in the park. So the automobile, except for maintenance vehicles, are the only vehicles allowed here in Central Park. Well, S. Fields, for some reason in the latest edition of the Friends DVD set, they say that the Cherry Hill fountain is the Friends fountain. It is not. The Friends fountain is actually in Los Angeles. But for some reason, now people think that Cherry Hill fountain is the Friends fountain. It is not. Yeah, no, that song is very corny, Carrie. All right, let's make our way once again down the only straight pathway here in Central Park, the mall. So how people used the mall back in the 1850s and 60s and 70s, there's a wider pathway over here to the west, and that's where people would park their carriages, and they would walk up and down this over here. This is the mall over here. And for some reason, people read Wikipedia and they think that the width of the path here is designed for horse carriages to make a U-turn. That is on that side over there between the mall and Sheep's Meadow. So the pathway where the carts used to drive is over there, and people used to promenade and walk here and not ride carriages. So when you watch other YouTubers walk around with Wikipedia printed out, please take that with a grain or a thimble of salt. Still an iconic TV show. I do not recommend the Friends Experience, though, down on 23rd Street. It's kind of dumb. But then again, if you like Friends, you know, it's cool. You could have a drink, a cup of coffee at the fake Perk. What's it called? The Perk, a Cafe Perk, whatever the hell it's called. I forget. How many people still think? Yes, I know. Don't even get me. Don't even get me started there. Viking 180. I know they look nothing alike. They look nothing alike, and there's buildings in the background, people. Anyway. So we have been now out at it here on this YouTube channel for the last 3 hours. Central Perk. There you go, Kate Pepperell. There you go, Central Perk. I had a coffee at the Central Perk. That's another one of my favorite questions. Is the Central Perk real? And I'm like, no. Oh, Nabul, did you go to the Friends Experience? I'm sorry to hear that. If you did, it's fine. It's fine. You're in New York. It's perfectly fine to do fun and ridiculous stuff here in New York. Good to see you, Miss Cecilia. Welcome. We're wandering Central Park at the moment, making our way back down towards 5th Avenue and 59th Street. I think my ankle will not let me make it to 59th Street. I mean, sorry, to 50th Street and Rockefeller Center. I do not think I could walk that much further. My ankle is kind of killing me right now. But yeah, Central Park in Central. Yeah, there you go, photos. I didn't go? Okay, good, Nibble. Yeah, in China, there you go, Kate Pepperell. That makes sense. How do I do it? William, lots of coffee. And plus, I do what I love for a living. And doing these YouTube live streams is what I love doing for a living. Andrew Saunders, will I ever be streaming Disney parks? Well, if Walt Disney ever opens up an amusement park here in the 5 boroughs, yes, I will. This isn't a travel channel, and I don't necessarily do Disney because I can't afford it. So, get that ankle checked out. It's not that I have to get it checked out. It's just that I'm on it all day long. Understand that I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm traveling to the city by around 7 in the morning. And right now today I'm probably doing around, if anyone wants to do some guesstimating, we probably did around 20,000 steps. So we walked about 4 miles today. So it's just I get a lot of use out of my ankle. So I do have an ankle brace on, but you know, I get a lot of walking in. Exactly, yes. Bagels and walks, yes indeed. If there's Disney in Coney Island. You know what? Bagels and walks, back in 2000, some representatives from Disney did visit Coney Island, and they did consider opening a very small amusement park, but they determined that it was too small of a footprint to be able to build something meaningful. So that's how you get Luna Park in Zamperla taking over a big chunk of the Coney Island amusement district. Oh, did you, S. Fields? Awesome. Yeah, I get a lot of steps in, and you know, while my left ankle feels perfectly fine, my right ankle is the one that tends to, you know, begin to hurt after a while. And you know, I only developed that after the pandemic because I think like for a good almost a year, I didn't really get a lot of mileage on it. So, but I mean, it feels okay. I mean, I could walk on it, but after I ride my express bus home, I'll kind of limp a little bit when I get to my house. So, and then I'll take a nice long shower and put my feet up and eat the lovely food that my wife made me for dinner. And yeah, your arches are killing me. Yeah, I have high arches with my feet also. So as we pass underneath the Willowdale Arch, our next friend that we're going to see on our tour is Balto the dog. Cycling is illegal on the footpath. It's a $125 fine. I may have gout. I don't think I have gout, Angel. I don't think I have gout. I do eat quite a lot of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. My diet is pretty good. Here's Balto the sled dog. To the indomitable spirit of the sled dog. Balto saved over 220 children's lives in Nome, Alaska in the winter of 1925. He went over 2 mountain ranges and he saved, again, 220 children's lives. Balto was here for the unveiling of his statue some 10 months after he saved those children's lives in Nome, Alaska, and this statue was financed by a local civic organization. I don't wear high heels, Andrew. No, I do not. Yeah, Balto was right here when they unveiled his statue.
The sculptor is a guy by the name of Frederick Roth. There's a lot of other animal sculptures that we see that Frederick Roth does.
That is a very good tour guide right there. He knew something that I did not know, that I always forget about, which is the sculptor of the statue. I don't know if you caught that. I gotta memorize that. I gotta memorize that bad boy. Yeah, Balto is so sweet. He's actually, you can visit the actual Balto in the Natural History Museum in Cleveland, Ohio. He is stuffed. And hey guy, hey buddy. Oh, he's so cute. Uh-oh. I begin to walk like an animal, talk with the animals. All right, what time is it, guys? Can we enjoy the Delacorte clock? So Balto was fairly young when he saved those children's lives. I want to say he was only like 4 years old when he saved those children's lives. And he lived to a pretty old age. He lived to about, I think, 15, 16 years old. It's 4 o'clock. Oh no, is it really 4 exactly? Oh man, we're only got like a minute. I gotta limp over to this Delacorte clock so we can listen to it, guys. Let's see if we can make it. Let's see if we can make it, guys. Let's see if we can make it and experience the Delacorte clock. You're at the clock? You're at the clock, Sean? I gotta make my express bus over at 57th Street, so that's where I'm making my way to right now, Sean. All right, let's see if we can catch a Delacorte clock here. I'm gonna walk a little bit faster here. And it is painful, but you know what? It's worth it for you guys. I think the clock is off by like a minute too, so let's see. Let's see if we can make this. Awesome, Colin. 9 o'clock in the UK. I want to see the clock ring, damn it. We're going to pass underneath 65th Street again. Oh, I don't hear it. This is good. I think we're going to be able to experience the Delacorte clock. It hasn't started yet. Yeah, Bagels and Walks. I think we made it. Because here I am. Let's see if we can find Sean around here. Here it is, the Delacorte clock. Yay! Just in time. Yay! My Bonnie lies over the ocean. Yeah, good to see you, Diane, and glad you guys enjoyed that. Wow, that was perfect timing, guys. We got to see the Delacorte clock. And there's Sean from Bagels and Walks once again. I'm going to the express bus.
Oh, can I walk you to one last thing?
Let's go one last thing. Everyone follow Bagels and Walks. He's doing his video right now too. See, you don't need a lot of equipment, guys. You see, it's just all right here.
GoPro. Still playing around with it. One of my favorite sites is not in the park.
Okay.
It's the Diane Arbus statue.
Oh, the Diane Arbus, yes. I've been patting her on the head for the last few months.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
One of my viewers, her favorite building is this.
It's the Arsenal.
Literally used to be an arsenal.
Yeah.
Home to the Parks Department. I can't get away from you today.
No. No, this is all planned to go all the way down here today. I was going to do a big loop of the park. Oh, we got the sea lions.
Yeah, and I just saw one.
Good to see you, Edward.
Oh,
Whoa. He woke up. Oh, yeah, look at that, guys. He woke up.
Good.
Oh.
That is a sight you don't see.
He's waking up. See, us New Yorkers, we call it a city that never sleeps, but guys, we do take naps. We do take naps, people. All right. Oh, he's just chilling. All right, we gotta let him chill. We'll let him chill.
One of them, I think, was asleep, so the other one must have come up.
Yeah. Anderson from Brazil. Bom tarde, Brazil.
There's a lot of good stuff down here. I went
Yeah.
to the disco.
Right. How was the disco?
So they had people walking around advertising it, which I think
That helped.
Yeah, it needs. There weren't many people there. 'Cause
Right.
You know what's busy is the Rockefeller Center.
Right. Yeah. No, that's always going to be busy.
Love that one.
There's good music there. That's the thing.
There's good music. It's so tough to record there because of the music.
The copyright. Oh yeah.
But it's that one. They really know what they're doing. Have you been to the fountains there?
Yes, I actually stood already inside of it. All the other live streamers seem to be afraid to live stream in the middle of it. I've done it twice now. I went inside twice already. It feels so good on a hot day.
It's the smartest
Right?
thing that they've ever done. It's so good. If you're in New York, and it's summer,
Right.
and it's still there, hop inside there.
It's going to be there until September.
That's so good.
So, yeah, plenty of time. Privyet for my Russian viewers. Privyet.
So So one of the things, I think I have a personality thing.
All right.
I like to complete lists.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things I did, I wasn't videoing at the time, but there's a Wikipedia page which is a list of like prominent statues in the park.
Ah.
And it's like probably 50 or so, I have pictures of this. But one of them is not accessible to the public. You have to get a ticket, go into
the zoo?
Yeah. And it's like, is it tiger? I forget. I mean, they're like 50. I think it might be like a tiger. Just went to the pond. It's beautiful.
Nice. And you're right. There were a lot of geese by the ladies' pavilion.
They're like, I don't know. You probably have seen them. If you've been watching videos of Central Park for the last 5 or so months, we've seen them grow from babies.
Yes.
Like what you just saw is the
Yes.
ones we've been seeing
The little
growing
fledglings. Yeah, they're growing up.
up. It's incredible. That's one of the best parts about it. I mean, you could literally see things
You're seeing life
in real time.
in real time here in Central Park, guys. It's amazing.
So yeah, come up.
And let's go say hello to Diane Arbus.
If you are not familiar with her photograph, she did kind of what people would call weird New York.
That's right.
Kind of weirder people, normal people, the variety of life. But if you've never seen anything, you might be familiar with the picture of the young twins. It's just very evocative photo that really, that one stays with you.
Really? Wait, somebody just said in the chat that Diane Arbus was the wife of Alan Arbus from MASH. I did not know that.
Yeah, I think they divorced.
I'm about to say, right? They had to have divorced.
Yeah, that's a cool bit of trivia.
Yeah, that is some trivia right there. I like that. Yeah, when I was going to Brooklyn College for photography and communications, I learned a little bit about Diane Arbus and her style and everything. So it's nice to now get the women's rights statue, and now we have another actual female.
100%. And you always, on the Brooklyn Bridge, you always do this as well. It's a woman's bridge. It's not
That's
a man's.
right. No. No. Emily Warren Roebling, she was a tough cookie.
It wouldn't have been done.
It would not have been that. She was, as Washington Roebling said, she was his eyes, his ears, his good right arm. And I'm completely stealing that line from David McCullough, by the way. I steal half of my lines from David McCullough. So,
I just love it.
I love Diane here. Here she is. Diane Arbus.
And the Pulitzer fountain's back on.
And the fountain's back on.
Everything's happening. New York is alive, folks. New York is
Yeah,
alive.
New York is alive. Is that like Mad Max and the Thunderdome? Hey, Diane. Let's see, she's with her old school camera here. It is pretty large. It's pretty amazing how large this park is, Harley. 843 acres. You can see there he is. Sean's hanging out now with Diane Arbus.
We got our cameras.
You got our, see, look at this. You got the old with the new. If Diane was still around, she would have a YouTube channel too.
She'd have a great channel.
She would have a great channel. But alas. But you know what? I think since we're here and I need to catch my bus, I think we're going to end this right here. So I'll flip the camera around. We'll hang out here with Diane. Well, everyone follow Bagels and Walks. And thank you so much for hanging on out with me for another walking tour Central Park experience. But from 60th Street, 5th Avenue, here in Central Park, this is Dutch Maz and Bagels and Walks signing off. Do me a favor, have a great New York day, whether you live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish your moments. And good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Mrs. Calabash.
Calabash.
Wherever you are. Bye, guys.
See ya. Leave a thumbs up.
Leave a thumbs up, people. Hey.